France to me. I mean, I guess what do I know about France? But
I mean, that's what I was gonna say. What the hell where do you get off?
It's just not what I kind of imagined. It looks like a beach resort. I guess maybe it's Nice or Monaco.
Is it pronounced Nice? I've never known.
Place so nice they named it twice. I think it's Nice.
Place so nice they named it twice.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Hey everybody. We might have fixed it. We're gonna see if we fixed it. You guys can hear
What are the
see
odds?
us, right? Give me a squirt in the chat if everybody's excited. Squirt if you're excited.
No. No, please don't do that. I mean, if you're home alone, then you do what you gotta do, but I don't need to necessarily hear about it.
I mean, listen, I'm with somebody else, but we've agreed upon it ahead of time.
Yeah, that's fine.
You should. Never mind. I mean, there's etiquette around it, I think. But anyway.
Of course.
Okay, TJ, thanks for as much squirt as you can muster. And you know what? It happens to everybody, and we appreciate it. Okay, I think we're back.
I've got all my little tabs open again.
Are you seeing the game and everything now?
Do you see what I see?
A child eating out at lunch.
Something in the he and who and the ho.
I'm a hey and who I'm a ho. Okay. This game saves every 2 steps.
I think I can see everything.
Okay.
So did you save before you sat down to dinner?
It yes, it auto saves.
Is that where we are?
We didn't right. So we actually on our end we transitioned to the beginning of this dinner scene, and that's exactly when we crashed. So I think we've managed to not skip that for you guys, so we can actually see it
now.
Okay. So just give me one thumbs up in the chat that you can see and hear everything in the game. We'll talk to Archibald to confirm it here.
What can I do for you? Perfect timing.
Perfect timing.
I was about to ask that everyone move through to the dining room.
Thank you. All right.
Très bien.
Très bien.
All right, let's take it in. The big dining room scene. I'm building it up in my mind.
Yes, Maman. Perhaps Turkey. I would love to see my beloved's homeland.
Oh, he's from Turkey.
I'm sure we will decide on somewhere. Perhaps where we are both yet to have visited.
It was my
Why are they all crossing their arms?
I am not so sure you workers would agree.
Are you sure? I've definitely seen your face somewhere before.
I do not believe there is another that resembles these features, or brains, at least.
I've always liked the idea of sailing the West Indies.
This is just snippets of discussion. We're not really...
Complexion?
Okay, yeah. You lived in the I guess at their honeymoon?
Oui, mademoiselle. I spent much of my working life
It's like 2 conversations at the side of the table.
Half a bottle of whiskey. Let us not be so blasé with our opinions, brother.
If you ask me, I don't believe anyone did.
Boom. You don't have to sit the labor union rabble-rouser and the factory worker right across from each other.
Yeah, we could have done a little more.
You're that officer.
A little more.
The shootout on the rooftop. Your face was all over our front page.
The shootout on the rooftop.
Great skills of deduction. You.
Please come quick. The major has been murdered in his study.
Yeah.
Messieurs et mesdames,
we got a murder!
I am Detective Hercule Poirot of the Belgian police force. I ask that you all remain calm and in your seats. I shall begin my investigation.
Since there's been a murder, I will now tell you where we actually are and where we're from.
Please, lead the way.
I should remember not to yell, there's been a murder, with my window open.
You're so joyous about it. People would know.
That's a choice.
That was great. I liked that we're getting down to business. Chapter 3, The Major.
It's snowing inside. Is there a window open?
Oh, actually, the window does.
Also, we totally guessed it would be the Major.
Exactly. And you said that first, and maybe it was you and Odd Linguist, or somebody else as well. But you guys said it first. That
Somebody
it's
said
be
it. Maybe TJ.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
TJ.
I
And
don't even know if
assume
I
you
said it,
did.
but the chat definitely said it.
I knew you guys were right, and you were. It was the major. We were right about it being the major. We were right that we are still in Belgium, so good to know.
Yeah.
And
Uh-huh.
we learned that the fiance is from Turkey, so a lot of things got settled, which I like.
Yeah. Plus,
All
we
right.
got to eat.
Plus, we had just a great time. All right. We're in it. All right. A noticeable, almost sinister chill can be felt upon entering. Well, yes, I think the window's open for a good deduction. I hope there's a mind map of like, it's cold in here, and then like, window open. We're like, wait a sec.
Mm-hmm.
Are these connected?
December.
This is Mr. Hagen's study, Detective. Would you like me to stay?
Okay, Hagen was the major. Did he live here? I don't understand the arrangement.
Me neither. I mean, I guess that we all have guest rooms.
But it says it was his maybe that's what he means. But it says it was his study, which I thought indicated that he, had a.
I think we did get an indication earlier that he basically lived here, but I don't understand the arrangement either.
I knew he was like watching over them, quote unquote. But all right, maybe he does.
I understand if you are not comfortable with such a scene.
I love it, actually. Cozy murder, I'm into it. Bye, TJ. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Bye, DJ.
Glad that you, glad you got to see it. Hopefully, no more gremlins. I agree. Have a good
Don't
weekend,
you worry,
sir.
Detective. I've seen much
Suspicious
worse in
that
my
TJ
years.
leaves just as the murder is announced.
I've never seen TJ and the murderer in the same place.
I am thankful to have someone of your resilience by my side.
A little more by my side. Please get it out of the way.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm suspicious of Archibald.
Yeah, I think he's definitely got some secrets.
I just can't believe
Yeah.
someone could
Oh, he's
have
sad
killed
about
in
it, though.
cold blood.
Oh,
Is that what you think
sad
happened?
Archibald is so sweet.
I admire your faith in your fellow man. But
Who
you
could
will
have
be
done it if everyone was
surprised
down
what
at
someone
dinner?
will do when they feel there is no other option.
That's a great start, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, what do you think? Did any members of the staff have access to his office, or tell me about the phone call the major received earlier?
I hope we have to do one of those things where it's like a timeline of how people came down to
Yes.
dinner and like which stairs they took. And you're like, wait a second, you couldn't have both been there. You would have seen each other. Someone's lying.
I agree, and that was a fun thing in that last Holmes game that they didn't use enough, or really.
Yeah.
Like in that Holmes game, they weirdly just told us all the information, and it was just about us dragging it there. We didn't
Yeah.
get to really. It seems like they could improve upon that, which maybe they have. By the way, at some point we need to watch the latest. I mean, it's already out; it's been out, but the latest trailer for the Chapter 1 game that Frogwares made. Because
Really?
I'm sure it's an old trailer, but I hadn't seen it. But it was like, first of all, just the fact we've been playing so many games where this goofy green frog logo comes up, and now they're like, the 2022 game is like, the frog's out, it's a nicer font, it's like, Frogwares presents. And they're like, should we change the name? But it's like very prestige drama. It's so cool.
Interesting.
It's neat. I
Wow.
can't wait for us to dive into that.
Yeah.
All right, what do you think we should ask first?
Access to the office.
Mr. Hagen does not allow any staff into the study, and they were all present in the staff quarters or part of the dinner service.
Okay.
No one could have done this
This
murder,
is the-
actually.
This is the perfunctory thing, though, where you're like, it couldn't have been any of the servants. Because you have to do that thing in old country murders where you're like, it has to be one of these 6 rich people. It can't be any of the 15 other people that are on the premises. Yeah.
It's not interesting if it's the mostly unnamed servants,
No.
so let's get them out of the way. I love that it happens in Poirot sometimes where someone will be like, well, I think it probably was the maid, Poirot. And he's like, no.
Mhm.
And he has like a good reason of like, it could not be any of the staff who knew him well or whatever. You know, he has like a good reason.
Yeah, right.
And then in Columbo, it's
Right.
like, his version of it is like, I had one question. Did you ever do this? And they're like, you don't think I did it, do you? And he's like, no, sir. I know it couldn't have been. Which sounds different from when he says it to the main guest star when he's like clearly like does think
Oh,
it's them.
yeah.
Anywho.
Because Dave, the like valet, whoever it is in a Columbo, has responded in the way like a human is supposed to respond. And
Yeah,
when it's
exactly.
the murderer, they always respond in such a way that it's like They're like, well, it sounds to me like the murderer probably went upstairs and dried his hands before he came back down. And Columbo's like, well, obviously you did it because why would you come up with that
nobody
ridiculous
would
story?
volunteer this guess. The biggest
Just-
the biggest red flag is when you volunteer a theoretical guess about what the murder did that explains why it still wasn't you. Yeah.
Just say, I don't know.
I don't know, Columbo. That sounds like a real pickle you're in solving that case. I should go.
Good luck.
I got to go back to my automated chess robot that says the time every 30 seconds and also calls my wife. And he's like, maybe. I wonder if that's related.
My career as an accomplished pianist.
My hypnotism side hobby.
And everyone was accounted for?
Everyone. It is my business to know all my staff's whereabouts.
Whereabouts? All right, let's hear about the phone call.
Okay.
Phone call? Yeah, yes. It was one of his
Oh.
business
Oh.
associates.
Do you know what associate?
He didn't say. I think he was French. The accent still
Gross.
confuses me sometimes.
And did the major sound any different to you? Panicked, anxious, anything out of the ordinary?
Do you
He
think we could close the window?
Yeah,
I know it's a
is
clue,
that-
but it is kind of causing some damage to that
It's-
wood floor.
It is both maintaining and contaminating the crime scene.
Not that I noticed. I think he was embarrassed about
Not
ending
that
up on
I
the floor
noticed.
after Master Gideon's one punch. I would be.
Mm.
Your help
One
and
punch is the
discretion
red
in this
line.
matter are greatly appreciated.
One punch right in the kisser. Gotta throw my hand in. Dead guy, the major's corpse.
Just- Walk straight through the blood. See if that helps. Mhm. Yep, chuck it around, chuck it around, chuck it around. Just like they taught you at the academy,
Mm-hmm. He's standing
the
in the
clown
corner.
academy.
Poirot goes to Clown Academy. Honestly, Poirot, I don't see how this will prepare you to be a detective at all. Ah, mon ami. You don't understand. I'm going to do an episode about Commedia dell'arte in a few years, and I'll know all the tricks.
I just watched that one recently, actually.
It's a good one.
They
They put on a
Is
little
this a
radio show
secretary-
at the end to prove something. Remember that?
I know.
Doesn't really prove anything.
Yeah, that it has a lot of like narrating and panning in that one.
There is. It's very
Is this a
dramatic.
roll top desk? Because I do really want a roll top desk where you like.
Yeah, it looks like it is. It's open, but the sides make me think it's a roll top. Or actually, I don't know. It's sort of a curvy side. Maybe it isn't.
Oh.
Your man is dead, Poirot. That's- No respect. No respect.
Big mirror. Look at that
Ego
bear.
points.
Ego points. Look in the mirror. Now, did that hedgehog fall off the wall, or is that how they chose to hang it? The hedgehog's like, I'm just messing with ya.
Well, I mean, not to be pedantic, but this is definitely a warthog, not a hedgehog. which-
Sorry, a warthog.
Sonic, Sonic the warthog. But I do like that he's like, made you look.
When
Okay,
I was a young warthog.
Oh, you know what? I forgot. Yeah, that's classic Lion King. I kept being like, oh, there's nothing to click on in this room, but I forgot they dole things out. They probably want me to click on the body first, and then they'll make me click on it.
Yeah. Anna's revealed that, of course, as a child, she had a roll top desk, which completes the picture of my image of Anne as a youth sitting at her little roll top desk.
We've danced around it for a year doing this stream. Anne's a vampire, right?
She must be.
She's
Must
had
be.
too many life experiences, half of which sound like they're
Too
from
many
another
lives.
century.
Yeah. Hey, Zach.
Hey, Zach.
Zach, go ahead and vote right now whether you think Anne is a vampire.
Zach, don't let she's here, so don't be discreet.
Don't be cool about it. Zach, if you're scrolling up through the chat and you see a lot of people just writing squirt, don't worry about it.
Ask about it. Zach, I want you to know, I forget what the occasion was, but we were streaming, we were doing a party club stream, and there was some really good pun in the chat, and I glanced over, and I was like, I bet that's Zach, and it was.
That's awesome. Zach, we have our murder. We finally have a murder.
Anne's always getting, also, people are always keeping young Anne down in these stories for being too creative. Ridiculous. But the truth was that you were a vampire, so I kind of understand it. All right, it's a single stab wound. But she says it's unusual because if the guy came to murder him with a knife, he probably would have wanted to stab him a couple times to make sure of it.
Whoa.
Looks a little worse for wear.
Sorry. Yeah, I was just a little, that was, it's also just very like pink and purple. Like he got punched with someone who was like a Lisa Frank character.
He was applying his rouge while getting punched.
Yeah.
Oh, he's saying this was from Gideon's punch earlier.
Oh, wait a second, but it was on this side. So Gideon's left-handed?
Maybe. Yeah, good deduction. I like that.
Unless it was like a backhand, but I think that's unusual.
He had a bad day at Sephora. Yeah, I should lay off. Okay, just the stab wound. Mind map. What happened prior to this murder?
He's stabbed in the gut. Is he on the first floor? Did he let someone in through the window? Was it Peter Pan?
He came in and he's like, I lost my shadow here. Ah!
He does look a little like a Captain Hook type, so I can imagine Peter Pan had a little bit of an episode.
James having an episode. Peter doesn't seem well. I mean, obviously that's obvious, but he doesn't seem well. He's not so connected with reality. Yeah. You could definitely see it happening.
I think genuinely it's a real hurdle of like anytime you try to do a Peter Pan story, especially to a modern audience, you have to like explain that Peter's the hero of that story.
Like, look,
it's not, you're like, he's fine. It's fun. It's fun. He's fine. It's fun.
It's whimsy. We're all having fun. It is weird. I mean, really, like, yeah, there's an argument that it's definitely like, he's more sort of the agent of chaos and like Wendy's the hero of the story. But it's not really quite written like that
totally.
Either.
Yeah, like he should be Gatsby and Wendy is our Nick, you like meet an extraordinary character and they teach you a lesson, but then you go live your life without them.
Right. It's like,
or like Breakfast at Tiffany's is another version of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like in the part of Garden State where Peter Pan takes his headphones off. He's like, you got to listen to this. And she's like, yeah.
Yeah, that part. That part. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
What's with this large damp patch? Maybe the Dark's family secret.
That was just me.
Okay.
I got a little nervous.
Yeah, so that's the Dark family secret. Oh no, I didn't want to know. Oh. Well, we can test it now.
I'm glad you got off work early, by the way, Zach.
Yeah.
Happy weekend. Your weekend is starting now.
Oh, I'm a homebody too, if I'm honest.
I totally get that. Yeah.
That's great. I nothing like this an early week. God, it feels so good to start the weekend early. I actually I was basically done with playtesting and work and stuff at like, almost 5 o'clock, like 5 minutes to 5. And so I was like, oh, I have like an hour before we have to really get ready to stream. And I sat in a chair and I was like, uh-oh, I could just stay right here forever. Oh no. I know I have to do something.
Yeah.
Ash, you want to take the ice bucket by the window challenge?
Yeah, I do.
It's for charity.
It's for ASL research. Yeah. ASL? What was it for?
I think it was.
It was for ASL before.
Odd to have a bucket this size with just a small amount of water. Well, it's an ice bucket, so it melted, didn't it?
The ice melted. But why would it melt when the window's open? Is it freezing inside?
Oh.
The scuba diver was dropped from a helicopter. What?
Fire's not lit.
Thank Thank you, ALS. I was
Okay.
like, ASL's American Sign Language.
Sorry, yeah, that's
I knew-
ALS.
I knew it wasn't right. It's like something else must be also ASL. ALS.
Yeah, I know. Well, it was to benefit American Sign Language. I think we can get a few more words in there if we got some money. Like, there are only so many
Yeah.
hand symbols you can do. No. Okay.
The theater company or press show up. Actually, we close tomorrow. It's very exciting. But we did our
Congratulations on a good
ASL
run.
performance. Thank you very much. We did our ASL performance, and there's parts in the play where characters speak in Spanish, but it's not translated for the audience either. It's like, if you know Spanish, great. If you don't. It's not, you don't need to know, what's happening. You don't need to actually know the exact words. And so I was talking to the ASL interpreters, and I was like, I don't know what you want to do about this. Now, both ASL interpreters also spoke Spanish. But I was like, I don't know what the protocol is here. The audience as a whole isn't getting this translated. I don't know what you want to do. And they were like, oh, we're actually just going to translate those moments, or else it'll look like there's a gap. You don't want the person who's following along, who's reading the sign language, to think that they just stopped interpreting several lines of dialogue, because they're going to watch people on stage. And I was like, oh, that's so interesting.
Do that, or say something like purposely not translating this part.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It's interesting. So those audience members got that in English rather than in Spanish.
That's interesting.
I don't know. They maybe there was a sign that told you this part's in Spanish. If you read subtitles, you'll be like, this is a song.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because you also, it feels like it's probably important to the story that part's in Spanish. Like that there's
definitely. Yeah.
There's a reason, right? That's interesting.
These two characters are
Oh, there are dialects and accents in sign language. I didn't know that, Anne. That's very interesting. Which,
cool.
What, I don't know. I was going to ask, which century did you learn that in? Because you're a vampire. It felt mean to say as I started saying it. I mean it playfully, but what century did you learn that in? Okay, we found a note. You do not know me, but I know you and your past very well. I think this is the note from earlier. Your years have passed, and your actions remain hidden to the world.
We've read this one.
Even the one. Details are so heinous to include them would surely bring a tear to my eye. You get these emails, and you're like, uh-oh, they have a video of me, but it's usually the guy's lying. Don't worry about it. You remember that? Anyway, now's the time for the truth to be revealed to all. While not one man is to blame for the final outcome.
Ryan's being blackmailed.
There's a common scam. Okay, anyway. Well, not one man is to blame for the final outcome. It was you that brought about the final piece to the puzzle, the one that no one else would. That's the time for the truth to be revealed, okay? This is different from before, I think. If you wish to remain a free man, fill a brown paper parcel. So it's the same amount and same place to drop it off.
Instructions.
I would not ponder on it for too long. When the world knows of your crimes, they will surely not ponder long on your punishment. This almost seems like the blackmail version of a cold call, where you're like, that rich family probably did something. Yeah.
Totally. They're just spamming him. But so this letter went directly to the major. Does it tell you?
It refers to him as a man, so I don't think it's to the other characters, but it doesn't have an address that it's listed here. Another blackmail letter written in a similar manner. Yeah, I know. Why a giraffe? Leaving a bag of cash at a Foot Locker. Well, they're very responsible.
So true.
Those referees, they'll take care of it. Okay, so the major was getting blackmailed.
Ryan, your video's behind for me, but if it's only me, I think we're fine.
Check.
I can't tell on the actual stream.
Is it behind in the?
As long as the stream.
Let me. I can probably fix that for you real quick.
I think the stream is fine. I can't tell them.
Check 1 2. Check 1 1 2. Check 1 and a 2 and a 3.
When I was a young warthog.
A 3 and a 2 and a 1. Is that better? I'm talking to you, Ash. Is it fixed? Oh, you know what? She can't hear me. It's okay, guys. She wasn't being rude like I thought she was. She just couldn't hear me before. Hello.
Oh, I couldn't hear you. I kind of just assumed that I had been taken off stream, but I can never tell.
No,
So I did sing a section, my favorite section of Lion King. But were you talking? So did it sound like I was
It
just
was-
not paying attention?
yeah, and then it was my fault. I mean, I was the one who made the mistake. But it was fun to just, I'm like, is it working? And you're just like, when I was a young boy.
But how could you tell? Because that would also be my response if it was working and I just was messing
Yeah.
with you.
I mean, yeah, she did. She did go into her own private zone. Is it better now?
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
It's still a little behind, but I think we're fine.
Okay. Well, let me know if it's a problem, chat. And Ashley. Okay. Sharing demotivational quotes. You know, that's hilarious, Zach. I was going to mention if Squirrel showed up because I was looking at Squirrel's thing, and Squirrel's April Fool's thing was to become briefly the host of Dictionarium, which was a funny bit and was like making up words.
That's funny.
Yeah, I'm glad that people are doing fun April Fool's jokes that are not, mean, which is nice. Because some people are like, cancel the whole thing, but it's like, you can have a fun April Fool's joke.
Yeah. I think the only one that I briefly fell for like a millisecond was there was an Instagram post about how you could see the Northern Lights in New York for the first time in like a century or something. And I like did the thing where I was like, read more on the Instagram post. And then obviously like the next paragraph down was like, this is an April Fool's joke. And I was like,
it doesn't feel like that funny one. It doesn't feel like it's like,
it's just
I
a
don't know.
trick.
I guess it's just a trick, but it wasn't like made you look. It was just sort of like, did you know that Venus is at this exact location? I guess they did. They tricked me in that way. They sold some ads on that one.
Yeah, well, because you obviously can't see the Northern Lights. It was a big deal, so
right.
people clicked on it.
Fair enough. Okay, we don't know why the window's been left open. I think we've looked at everything in the room here. Did you notice this wallet? There's nothing in it, but we've already looked at it. But he just said there's nothing interesting. Oh, burnt carpet.
What's that? Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. It looks like there's a piece of paper shoved in the cushion of that chair.
That was the blackmail letter that we looked at. Oh, safe. I swear I moused over here earlier.
Maybe you have to see things in an order.
Yeah. Box of valuables on top. Don't mind if I do. Oh, maybe I can't.
Why would you put your box of valuables on top of the safe?
That's honestly...
Also, calling a safe like, oh, it looks like it's built with security in mind is the most like mansplaining a safe I've ever heard.
Most safes are built with security in mind. It is funny. Although I think like this is what I would do because I'd be like, what was the combination? I'll just leave it on top of the safe.
Yeah, you don't bother.
Dent in plaster.
Huh.
So maybe that head is a little slanty on purpose.
Maybe.
Did somebody punch the wall?
Maybe they punched it and then the head fell? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Or something hit it and the head went slid down. Right.
Or maybe somebody hid something in the plaster and the thing is looking at it to tell us to look there.
Yeah, that's good too. I mean, they didn't do a great job of hiding it.
I guess not. They spent a lot of time plastering it into the wall, but then they put a big obvious...
sand it down. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
okay,
it's probably intentional.
Something burnt.
Burnt. So we've got burnt, we've got damp. We have the cigar is over here, over on the table. Got the letter. We got the window open. It's a lot of like, fun little suggesting a timeline kind of things here.
Yeah, I like this. Like, did they use the water to put out a fire?
Oh, I like that. There was a fire, a burning spot over here. He's like, oh no, I'll get the rug.
But then the burning spot would be wet, so that doesn't make sense.
Maybe they spilled it over here. I guess you're right. That would be,
Spilled drink, but the glass was removed. That's interesting.
Yeah.
They took the glass.
They took the glass so it wouldn't be obvious he was drinking with somebody. I like that. The open window
Drop cigarette, yeah.
makes me wonder if something was thrown out of the window, or if it was like the window was like, it's gonna be Poirot's like the window was opening earlier when it was more seasonable, and that tells you that it happened at this time.
Yeah, or I think that it's supposed to look like a robbery, but we're gonna say that there's no footprints in the snow, so nobody snuck in.
Yeah, that's also a good point. All right, well, am I done? No.
Put on that hat.
Oh, I should put on the hat. No,
Yeah, you didn't try that.
Can't do it, unfortunately. Oh, I forgot you can't see my mouse. So, yeah, I already tried it.
Oh, did you try clicking on it?
I clicked on it so many times, unfortunately, I can't do it.
You can't do it?
No,
Oh, that's the game's problem.
sorry.
I trust you.
Thank you.
You must have clicked a lot of times. You wouldn't just say you clicked it and haven't clicked it.
Me? No. Okay, cool. So
Not
now we
you,
actually...
not you.
Me, your brother? This is cool because now we have a mind map that is just for this crime scene, which I kind of love because it's like, really, now we're solving stuff.
Yeah, I like this.
All right, so we got 2 things we can do. We have a wallet. Does not look as though anything is missing. Large check for Monsieur de Silva's company to the Major for quote-unquote security consulting. Rather pricey at that.
Okay.
Substantial amount of money, enough that a thief would not overlook it. Perhaps something else was stolen.
Okay.
Safe is locked tight. Jewelry box. Despite being atop the safe, the contents are untouched.
Okay, so not a robbery is what they're telling us.
Yeah.
Open
Heavy
window.
snow is entering through the window. It's a 2nd floor window. Only a madman would consider entering or exiting a window of this height.
Maybe they did throw something out of it, Ryan.
Maybe.
Are we gonna have to go dig through the snow? That's
That'd
gonna be
be
kind of
cool. That's the kind of thing Hastings would have to do.
fun. Uh-huh.
Dent in plaster. It's not been repaired. Burnt carpet. Quite severe. Such a shame to see such a beautifully made carpet ruined. I'm surprised a burn this size has not been tended to. On closer inspection, it appears recent.
Okay.
Purple bruise on face. But that's from Gideon. At least that's what Poirot is assuming. Single stab wound. What's most likely to have inflicted this damage? Poirot wonders.
Kitchen knife.
Ice bucket. Odds to have a bucket this size for such a amount. Odd to have a bucket this size for such a minute amount of water. A few ice cubes remain. The last remains of what was presumably full of ice.
Okay. Oh,
Yep.
I guess upon second reading, I guess what he's saying is like, if it was a full thing of ice, there'd be more water.
Yeah, that's
So there's
fair.
not enough water in it. Oh, so maybe the damp spot is where they put ice. This is going to
Okay.
be one of those like things where like as it melted, it murdered him somehow.
Yeah.
As it melted, like a Jack in the Box flung a knife at him.
You have to be careful about that. Sometimes as ice melts, it will murder you.
Yeah.
What if we
We
try
all
damp?
know.
What if we try damp floor and remaining ice cubes and see if we can get going on that connection?
Yes. Yes.
Ah. Someone has knocked over the bucket and then repositioned it. Someone besides the Major? Bucket was
Wait,
overturned.
that's a dumb idea. Why would the ice bucket be sitting on the floor in the middle of the room?
You don't keep it there? I love the idea of a Poirot who is like just as smart but doesn't understand human behavior. He's like, clearly they have the ice bucket on the middle of the floor and
He's never been to like a guest at a party before.
why would there be 2 forks? Strange. Bro, it's how we do it. Okay. I feel like there's a lot of little things we could try, but what do you think?
Yes, stabbed with an icicle. Stabbed with an
Yes.
icicle.
Oh, I
stabbed
hope.
with an icicle. Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
That is how. Remember, I only recently realized that Dad's like cleverness in this, like, because he took that old classic thing of like murder with an icicle or whatever, but he was telling a story to a child, and so he would tell us the story, but it would be like there was an elephant who got out of his enclosure at the zoo, and the enclosure was too high for him to just step over, But there was a damp spot. Like he like changed it so it would be kid friendly for us.
Oh, I just assumed that was the story.
I think it is like
never realized that there's of course there must be an icicle version of that story.
right, but he's like, let's not have it be a brutal murder in the version that he's telling his kids.
Well, because there's also a ice block puzzle where the person has committed suicide and they've stood on the ice block.
They stand on the ice
block. So that's probably also the version Dad didn't want to tell us. So he was like, it's a goofy elephant story.
It's just an elephant
he's fine.
Around.
The elephant got out.
No one's upset. Okay.
That's funny.
I feel like, what do you think next? I mean, I think we could maybe connect the wounds together to be like making a guess about one. This doesn't seem related that much, or I don't know. We could also, the unrepaired dent in the plaster and the unrepaired burn mark could be together to indicate both happened recently.
Yeah, try that actually. That might be a good deduction.
Like there was a recent struggle.
Order and method. That is the way.
What about connecting some of the things that are not stolen and saying like, okay, so it wasn't a robbery?
Okay. Sum of money and jewelry box. Nice.
The pieces of the puzzle are fun.
Obvious items of value have not been taken. Great. Valuables not taken. Okay, we still have 2 more here.
Can you do, is it too simple to say you're also supposed to connect large check and sum of money? Oh,
and sum of money.
The other one, but that's okay. Yeah.
I must take a different approach.
I liked it, but no. I wonder if valuables not
taken.
taken.
Valuables not stolen in second floor window.
Ah.
I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're thinking like Poirot.
Yeah. If someone had gone to the lengths of scaling the wall, they surely would have taken something. Not a simple burglary. Okay, we got one more.
It's never a simple burglary.
No. Poirot would be so disappointed if it was a simple burglary.
Yeah, because then you have to call in a whole different squad.
Yeah.
I would like to see a show that starts every episode where you like think it's going to be a detective show, and they're like, there's a murder, and there's like a famous detective comes in, and that's always like, oh, it's just a burglary, and then just like 2 dumb guys come in, they're like, well, all right, I guess we'll find a burglar.
You heard it here first. If you're not a homicide detective, Ashley thinks you're dumb.
I guess we'll find a burglar.
Well, do you have any idea what his name is? Well, no. I wouldn't. How would I? Oh, it's gonna be pretty hard to find him then.
Lots of people in this town. I'll start asking.
Well, that's my job. Gotta get to it then. Excuse me, miss. There are some good Columbos.
I don't think I did it, so I'll cross myself off the list.
The nice thing is sometimes you get an easy win right at the top, so I'm gonna check me right off. I know I didn't do it. Oh, but I guess you don't know I didn't do it. Well, okay.
Better find proof.
He spends most of the time exonerating himself from nobody thinks he did it.
It's hard to prove a negative.
There are some great episodes of Columbo where the setup is that it's supposed to look like it doesn't start out with someone murdered. It starts out as a robbery, and then they'll go homicide. But this was a robbery. Why are you here, detective? And he's always like, well, you never know about these things, ma'am. You know, it's like, oh, cool. Mm-hmm. I like imagining the headcanon of like, at the station, they're already like, something's weird here. Just send Columbo. He's probably a murder.
Or like he was closest, and they're just like, he's in his little car. So, you know, and they're like, you need a detective on the scene to like sign something off. So Columbo's going to run down.
Right.
With his little dog.
His dog. My dog.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, maybe falling snow with the burglary, because it could be sort of the footsteps angle, or let's see,
or with damp floor, or with Or with stab wound, and you could say like it preserved the body
Single
because
stab
it's cold
wound
inside.
with falling snow.
Yeah, it's not probably not
I
right,
must
but
act on thought and fact.
No, look, I liked it though. Bucket. What about bucket was overturned and unrepaired dent and plaster? Maybe it indicates a struggle.
okay, yeah.
Some would say a lucky guess.
Oh, good, Ryan.
There are signs that something occurred in the study between the major and our unknown fugitive. Evidence of a fight. Does Columbo start to wonder if people keep dying around him for a reason? That well, see, Columbo doesn't. Poirot has that problem, right? Because he's always, although they sort of explain it away with Poirot by being like, "We've invited you to this dinner party, Poirot, specifically because we suspect something's weird." But Columbo, as a cop, he's always called on the scene after something's already happened, so he doesn't have to really worry about it. He's like has a total reason for being there. Now, of course, the classic example is Jessica Fletcher. Something is wrong there.
Yeah. That's the Miss Marple problem too. It's all the amateur detectives.
All right. Well, that's all we can do with this mind map. The window was not the intruder's point of entry. Careless of me not to check the door first upon arrival.
Yeah. How did we get in? Did we break the door down?
I don't think we said we did. The door shows no sign of forced entry. Could they just have knocked and been allowed to enter? Somebody he knows. I mean, of course it's somebody he knows, right? Okay, we got a new one for that. Logical entry point. The door to the major's bedroom is the logical entry point. Maybe connect that with fight, indicate he fought with somebody he knew.
Yeah. Try that.
Another success.
Evidence shows a fight of sorts broke out sometime after the killer entered the room unobstructed. The door from the bedroom to the study was how the perpetrator entered the room, but what I still do not know is were they invited in or did they slip in unknown?
Well, if they were vampire, they had to be invited in.
That's true. But the major always keeps running water right across the doorway.
That's it. He always carries garlic in his pocket.
For just this occasion.
Is the invited in thing in Dracula? Actually, I don't remember. I read that a couple years ago and actually liked it. I didn't expect to.
The Bram Stoker version, I want to say that the invitation thing is in the movie Dracula, so maybe it's in the book, but I don't know.
Oh, maybe. I don't remember. I don't remember. It very well could be.
But he also sort of just mind controls everybody in that movie, I think. Okay.
I feel like in my memory, you don't get a lot of like Dracula canon in the book because it's like third person. It's not like from Dracula. Dracula's not like, so step one, here's how you need to do, invite me in. It's just like, people encountering Dracula.
Right. Well, Van Helsing knows a lot about it, right? He's in the mix, isn't he?
Oh, that's true. I wonder if he. That's true. I wonder if he said.
But I've never read it. I'd like to. You said it was good?
Yeah, I listened to an audiobook version actually that had like
cool.
Alan Cumming and someone else.
Ooh, he'd be good.
Yeah, it's really good. I liked it more than I didn't expect to like it, and I liked it a lot. Nice. Dracula's Diary, day one.
Dracula's Diary.
Dark
well,
outside.
Interview with a vampire. I mean, it's basically that, right?
I guess you're right. No, I haven't seen that movie actually.
It's fine. It's very of its time. It's weird. So is Bram Stoker's Dracula, the movie.
Rihanna brought him some ice for his cheek earlier.
Right, Rihanna. I don't think we've met Rihanna yet.
And when was that?
When he
ice for his cheek.
Outside,
okay, that's the ice
asked
bucket.
for something to be brought upstairs to ease the swelling of his face.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He would normally smoke only in here. Lady Vandenbosch doesn't like the smell of his cigars in the public rooms.
Sure. Madame continues to rule her home how she sees fit, and it is her prerogative. Like, that's what he took from that. He's like, well, I guess I can't smoke here.
Yeah.
Your help and discretion in this matter are greatly appreciated.
Now that I know the Major was not alone, it's time to
I
search
think
the
what-
study.
Yeah, I think that clue was supposed to say like he followed her orders, but they said it in a backwards way.
Well, yeah,
They were
it's
like
sort of,
surprised anyone would follow a woman's orders.
I guess it's up to her. Now it told me to search a little bit more. Maybe I can put the hat on now. Okay, the scene of the crime has been investigated, but it does not show a straightforward series of events. The circumstances around the Major's cigar is one such avenue that requires further exploration. Deduce who may be responsible for the Major's death. Okay. Okay, so it's a new mind map. Okay, we can't actually do anything there yet, though. Oh! The Major's jacket! Can't touch the hat still, though.
Can't touch it.
Yeah, it's true, Zach. I mean, right. I mean, there is nudity in, there's a couple scenes of nudity in the original Halloween, which is probably what would still give it an R. But it's close. Yeah, and they don't, I mean, there's drug use briefly, but it would be a pretty tame, it's not tame in subject matter. Like, it's a scary movie, but it's not that gory. What did it say? Scruffy looking jacket. The Major's scabbard is in the pocket. Okay. Isn't a scabbard where you put your sword?
Yeah.
Maybe it also means
I thought it was
something else.
like the belt piece.
Oh, it's the belt part. Okay. Full ashtray. Towel.
Okay.
Huh.
Discarded towel, folded and unused. I gotta get in the rhythm of not, because I mean, we've now gone through the whole room 3 times, and I'm like searching everything, and like every time,
Yeah.
they're clearly not gonna let me look at everything until they want to. I have to remember that, like you said.
Yeah.
Matchbox,
Like I said.
like you said. You said, Ryan, I'm gonna smack you so.
No
hard."
matches remain.
No matches remain.
So he used his last match?
Maybe, or somebody else lit it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Desk with documents. Bouncing around. Fireplace. Oh, poker stand.
Poker.
Aha.
Apparently nowhere stand. Normal looking poker stand. Nothing out of place. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Is there something hidden up the fireplace like there was in the first chapter?
I hope so. Put Angelina on the spot.
Oh, logs are old and covered in dust.
Oh, they don't
So
use
he
it.
wasn't lighting the fire. So that means the matches or the burnt rug came from another fire source. So maybe the matches?
That's a good point. It's probably his cigars or, yeah. It wouldn't be the fireplace because he doesn't use it. I don't like fire, Poirot.
Yeah. And you're right. They need to just close that window.
Okay. Did I miss anything? Let's see what's in our list. The Major. Oh, we got 4 we can do. Okay. It is a little weird how sometimes, like, there's a whole separate mind map with the same stuff that was in the other mind map.
Yeah. I keep expecting like it to blow up even farther and like all the mind maps
Yeah.
are now connected, but it never happened.
I guess the mind maps are not about location like I always want to think they are. They're about objective. Like the objective of this mind map is deduce who may be responsible. So it has some overlap with a previous mind map.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we got the matchbox, which is empty. We've got a burn mark on the carpet. Let's try connecting that because then it questions how it happened, right?
Yeah.
Come, my little gray cells.
No.
What?
We must think.
Sorry, this is probably better. Empty matchbox with half-smoked cigar.
Okay, yeah.
This will not
No.
get me any closer to my.
Interesting. Okay.
What about cigar to the ashtray or something? There's something in there. There's something in there.
I cannot see the
Uh-huh.
logic in this.
Okay.
Ring of dust.
Oh, I see the ashtray is its own object.
There's a thick layer of dust surrounding the ashtray. So he hasn't moved the ashtray recently. Oh, interesting. Will I find other evidence of neglect? So yeah, let's connect it with the moldy logs, right?
What a
Yeah.
revelation.
Would have expected a major to keep his belongings in tidier fashion. Room not cleaned. Talk to Archibald. Who was in charge of this room, Archie?
Anything
Didn't we
I can
accuse
do
them
to
of
help,
something else?
Detective?
Archibald?
Where they were like, this room isn't clean, and we yelled at them.
Maybe. Oh, maybe it was the kitchen. Because we were like, "You look understaffed. This kitchen sucks." Oh yeah, it was the pots and pans were in
Yeah.
a weird order.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, Mr. Hagen did not allow the staff in here alone, besides me.
No one was
He
allowed
was
to come in
very
and
clear
clean.
on that.
Besides, Archibald was allowed in there alone. Only the dudes. He's like, Archie, you get it. I might have a chicken here. I don't want anybody to see.
Have the staff ever given him reason to not trust them?
Sure, we steal stuff all the time.
Nothing has ever been brought to my
Well, we
attention.
refused to
but
close
he
any
was very
window,
clear
but I
no
don't know
one
why
was
that
to
would
be in here
bother him.
without his
We
permission.
come in the winter and open all the windows because he's a dick.
I suppose it is not unreasonable. I would have thought with his military past he would have kept it immaculate with not a speck of dust or hair out of place. But the fireplace, for instance, says otherwise.
I haven't seen it lit since he has been
Moldy
with us.
logs. I didn't even know that was like
The
something that would
cooker
happen to a
It's been
fireplace
in this state
unused.
for some
I
time.
guess so, if it's like slightly wet.
Your help and discretion in this matter are greatly appreciated.
So nobody comes in
Didn't
here.
he get cold?
Yeah, you would think.
Maybe he wasn't sleeping in this room. Although maybe this is just a study. I kind of thought it was his bedroom. I thought it was one of those things where like it's a bedroom and the study, like it's like kind of the first, and then you open another door into the bedroom,
Well,
like
I
a
think
sitting room in those old houses. But
I
this
think-
feels like just a regular old study.
right, but the doorway said something. Oh, I can't get it now. But I think we went through a bedroom to get here. I think that maybe the bedroom is the outer area.
Oh, okay.
I'm not 100%.
Okay.
So maybe they cleaned in the bedroom area,
Yeah,
but
right.
never in the
And
study.
doesn't it seem weird
Yeah.
that they didn't light the fireplace? But he would be cold, like when he slept. But
Well, maybe there's a fireplace in the bedroom. I don't know how many fireplaces you get, but maybe he never slept in this room because there's not like a place to sleep in here.
yeah.
But I don't know. You're right. I mean, it is weird. They're definitely hanging a lantern on that. Okay. What else? What did we just learn here? So he never let anybody in. He didn't let the right one in. Room not cleaned. Okay. We talked to Archibald. Moldy logs. Half-smoked cigar. Unused fireplace. It appears this hasn't been lit in a long time. Well, that would explain the empty matches, potentially.
Things are beginning to become clearer.
Okay. That's sort of backwards logic, but okay, sure.
Yeah, I think it only makes sense because he's like, there are no items here that could start a fire.
Yeah. Instead of what I would think, which is like, oh, if he's been using all these matches, he must be lighting a lot of fires.
Yeah, right. But he hasn't been. So, well, yeah, I guess you're right. It can go either way.
Yeah. Unless
Um,
there's a date on the matchbook that's from like 1982 or something. And then you're like, well, no one's lit a match for a long time.
Well, come on. No one's lighting match with this, you'll say.
Yeah.
No items that could start a fire or light a cigar, but he was smoking. No signs of being.
You know
used
what I was thinking
recently.
about? This is very much off topic and probably not interesting, but I was realizing that growing up, the movies I watched on TV, which were like syndicated, were all like 80s, 90s movies, because that's what had found its way from the theaters to like,
Yeah.
cable TV or whatever in the past 10 years. And I was thinking that all of the movies now are from like prestige streamers. So they're never going to make it to like syndication TV. So what is TBS playing? Are they still playing like are they
Yeah.
still playing like Maid of Honor and the Replacements, or like does it never get updated because that pool isn't replenished?
Well, speaking as someone who my building just changed all our deals, or no, actually, I think they really more of an upgrade with an existing company, sort of. We changed everything about the building's internet and TV, and so
Uh-huh.
they came and gave me They took out the old TiVo and they're giving me the new TiVo. The new TiVo is just an Android streaming box, which has streaming channels on it, but it also has live TV, and you can still do DVR and go skip back and forth. But all the DVR stuff is happening in the cloud, so it's like it's not local at all. It's just like, yeah, well, sure, we'll tape some of this for you, and you can get it later if you like. But anyway, my point being, I have actually flipped through Real TV recently, and they do seem like they are still showing some newer movies on those kinds of channels. Not the ones that are exclusive to platforms, but ones that have been in theaters are coming still to cable eventually. But I don't know that that will be for much longer, right? You know, you have to think. That
it's so weird, and like,
and Disney is not even like releasing stuff on Blu-ray anymore half the time.
Well, except to you, because you're part of a cool club.
Well, yeah, I mean, Disney Movie Club, of course, we get them.
Yeah, of course.
That's not. I mean, come on. I'm not supposed to even talk about that with normies.
sorry. But to me, the Venn diagram of like a Sunday afternoon movie and the kind of movies that are now, I think of as being in theaters, or like, and the kinds of movies that are outside of those like streaming exclusive movies,
right,
don't seem to quite compute. I mean, I guess you'll have like Jumanji, or like all of the what's his name? All I can think is Leslie Nielsen. That's his name. Liam Neeson. All of those movies will be on.
What if Leslie Nielsen
TBS
was in all those movies instead?
Oh my gosh, that'd be amazing.
I've heard somebody here's been taken.
I feel like Netflix is like making Sunday afternoon movies, but those movies are never going to be on TNT.
Yeah, this is definitely
USA. Characters welcome.
This is definitely a conversation that has been happening a lot with like people who are like movie buffs, of like, you know, I'm definitely on the periphery of this because people know a lot more about movies than I do, but of like the industry in general and how like no one's making adult dramas anymore, no one's making romantic comedies anymore. It can only be blockbusters, and then everything else comes straight to streaming and stuff. But I tend to be a little more optimistic. Like, I feel like there was a period where people bemoaned the exact same thing, but it was about like a Saturday afternoon nickel matinee that you would go see, and it was like that experience is gone. You have to pay $12, but then that experience kind of becomes television, and that's what you do. And I have to imagine something will coalesce where a pattern around streaming will fill that need. I would hope. The thing that I think is cool about the TBS and that kind of thing, or the movies, is like we were all watching the same thing on Saturday, so there was a shared experience.
Yeah. We've all seen all of the Indiana Jones. If you haven't seen all the Indiana Jones, like, I don't know what you did on a Sunday. You weren't in the DeGiorgi house.
Yeah.
Were you playing sports outside? I don't know.
Weird. Yeah, right. I mean, I've been careful about theater stuff. It's been pretty rare for me too, Zach. I did go see Spider-Man right before Delta came back, which was lucky timing. Excuse me. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing movies in theaters again too.
Also loved Dinner and a Movie, Zach. I remember that as well.
Oh right, Dinner and a Movie. Yes. Beans and cornbread. Dun, dun, dun. Beans and cornbread had a fight. Remember that?
It's so good.
Harry Potter. Yeah. I mean, Harry Potter. I mean, luckily
I've noticed that actually. When we've been home and watch, and it's the only time I see cable, Mom's always watching like the end of a Harry Potter.
Yeah, those I feel like they are like incredibly popular still, and that's again a franchise rather than like Sleepless in Seattle. Hey, stop!
And they're from like 10 years ago.
I know.
Oh, stop in the O's.
Stop, subscribe. Stop, subscribe.
We got kind of like a beat poetry that time.
Stud, pattern on my window. Will you let him in? War is wrong. That's my poem about Stud.
I liked it.
Welcome, Stud. We're talking about the old-fashioned traditions of the movies while we solve a murder mystery.
Yeah. Hey, Casey.
Hey, Casey. You guys having a good evening? Happy weekend.
We finally got to the murder of our murder mystery. we're
did.
investigating the scene of the crime. But then I made everyone stop for a second to talk about Sunday afternoon movies, like The Replacements and Made in Manhattan.
I know, right, Stod? We're talking about like, where is there gonna be a new place to sort of have a veg out weekend movie? Because obviously you can do that with streaming, but you have to opt into a specific one and pick it. Versus like, this is on.
Yeah.
There are things like Pluto where they're like when we were visiting for Christmas, like we watched like 3 Bond movies that were just running on Pluto.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna connect missing knife. Apparently it was a knife scabbard, not a sword scabbard, so that makes more sense.
Oh yeah. Oh,
With
stabbed with his own
stab wound.
knife. Ooh.
Right?
Harsh.
Things are
And that
beginning
feels to me
become
like not
clearer.
premeditated.
Right. Or if you're like, oh, I should stab that guy to death. He'll have a knife. Like, I don't
Yeah.
need to.
It's either poetic justice or not premeditated or heat of the moment.
Or premeditated, but just badly. You know?
Yeah. It could be premeditated, but you are like, oh, happenstancely, I just borrowed the Major's knife. So if I'm going there anyway, I might as well murder him.
Yeah.
Like return it.
Right. I have to return
Do a
this
little
anyway.
murder.
I might as well
Return the knife.
return it into his body.
Yeah.
Now, happenstancely was your failed Broadway
I knew
musical. Right? It was about
The
two
second
kids
it
in
came
love.
out of my mouth. I was like, Ryan's gonna make fun of me for saying happenstancely. And then you didn't for a beat. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. And you brought it back.
I brought it back.
Yeah, it was actually called the Broadway musical was called Happendancely. And it was about two Broadway hoofers who meet who accidentally get cast in the same part. They both get cast.
Oh,
and
by
they fall in
clerical
love
error.
as they fight over the part. Yeah.
Yeah. But then they made the movie version. They took out all the dancing. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Doesn't make much sense, but they called
Because
it.
no one can shoot dancing. Yeah.
No. I gotta see West Side
Except
Story.
for Steven
I hear it's
Spielberg
good.
in West Side Story. Yeah, I was about to say, Steven Spielberg, man, he just knows how to make a movie. Can't
Well, he's
complain about it.
Very good at it is the thing.
Really well. I actually haven't seen it, but I've watched a bunch of the clips, and the word on the street is that it's some of the best shot dance numbers in modern movie musicals.
what I
I
hear.
mean, we used to know how to do that, and then we forgot. And then Steven Spielberg is like, it's like a war movie. You have to see everyone, and everyone was
Well,
like,
right.
Oh, yes.
How about some wide shots if you're gonna dance? Spielberg knows how to
Yes.
do it.
I want to see the
Come on.
dancers dance.
Exactly. Same thing with action movies.
Oh, now we have to make a Saturday afternoon movie.
Ooh, I would love that. This chat could write a good movie. Classic.
Oh, I
famous
hear
last
Red is so good.
Oh, I
Scott
wanna
and
see it
Casey,
too.
I want your. Yeah, I hear it's really good.
That's on my
I have
list.
seen Inside Out, and it's very good too.
Stod, don't make excuses. Your place is covered in soda already. You know it. BYO. Yes, it's
Play
bring
like
your own knife.
a half an hour of trailers ahead of time.
You know, Plex has a setting for that where it's like play trailers randomly for movies in my collection before I start a movie. It's kind of cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. I usually have it off
We'll
because
do
it's
it
like,
for 45 minutes.
yeah, it will. And it's like, oh, I got here way too early.
You're just at the point where you're like, this is going on too long, then the screen comes on. Yeah.
What if, so Ashley goes into my Plex to see things because I've shared my library. What if
Yeah.
I took all the shows she wants to
Very
see
generously.
and I edited so before they start, it was like, welcome to the top 20 news. And it's like me and I'm like, we sat down with Tom Cruise to talk about his new, and I'm just making things up.
I would love it. And it's you like pitching me better movies to watch. It's like me
That's
wanting to watch
great.
Adventures of Babysitting again. And you're like, I don't know. There's this like spaghetti western you're really going to like, Ashley. I'm like, why can't I skip through it? Eating my milk duds.
Yeah, there's no way to skip. All right. I'm going to make the letter opener another potential murder weapon.
Ooh.
I must take a different approach if I am to uncover.
I felt good about that.
Me too. I felt really good about that. Why would you give us a letter opener and a stab wound and
Come, my
not
little
think we're
Grace
supposed to
Alice.
suspect that?
We must.
Yeah. Point does not look
Could you do the
sharp.
letter opener and the blackmail letter, and maybe we can prove like he didn't open it or something?
Okay. Upon further inspection, it does say it's not a very sharp knife. Where's
Oh.
that blackmail letter?
Oh, I can already tell it's not going to be it because you have to go too far away.
Yeah, but maybe I'm just overlooking it. Ashtray. Maybe it's not in this view.
What is that anchor's or newscaster's name who was on Channel 1, the high school
Lisa
news
Ling?
station, and then no, although I love her, but the and now she does the movie. I think she's on E Entertainment, and now she does a lot of those movie intros. What is her name? It's an M, I think. Sort of longer, maybe like a Greek name or something. She's like long brown hair, big eyes.
I feel like I've
been seen her on television my entire life. Yeah, let me see.
I know Lisa Ling though.
It's like her and like Kenan Thompson, where it's like I don't remember a time in which I didn't see her on TV.
Yeah, that's a good point. Did you wrap up all your shooting stuff? Are you on a show right now, or are you in between shows?
Maria Menounos.
Oh, that does sound familiar.
So great.
Regal pre-show, maybe. All right, there's 2 more of these. We got to see. Bucket was overturned. Okay, so that's probably doesn't go here, but
Order and method. That.
Back on That's My Jam. Nice. Back in LA, good. How was the trip to Atlanta overall? Hopefully not too much dumb COVID scares. Major's jacket is old and worn.
Channel 1 News.
The desk is tiny.
Access Hollywood.
Oh, should link this. Obviously. Link the no fire source to the half-smoked cigar. We tried to do something like this earlier, but we just didn't have the pieces yet.
Is there something
it's
I
wrong.
am not seeing?
All right, what about no fire source to burn mark? Something burned this carpet.
Yeah. Or
This
that's
will not
suspicious.
get me any closer to my goal.
Well, what about burn mark to smoked cigar?
Another success.
The Major was smoking recently, unsurprisingly, and dropped his cigar. Yeah, so it's one of those things where when we try something that doesn't work, it seems like we haven't connected one extra thing in between the 2 things.
It's actually more obvious, yeah.
Because now the thing we get here is evidence of smoking, which I think the smoking cigar was already covering, but...
Yeah.
Right, we connect that to the fire source. Good.
Magnifique.
So he was like, ha, 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 I'm the Major. Go, go, go! And someone stabbed him and he dropped it in that moment.
Yeah. Well, he was always saying I'm the Major, and eventually it gets annoying enough that you will stab him.
Yeah.
All right, Poirot thinks someone else lit the cigar for him.
That's a delight.
The pa is fun. I do like it every time. I was speaking in a meeting this week, and I was like forgetting my next point. I was like, and then the next 5 people that spoke did it to make fun of me. It was a little unnecessary, but hilarious.
Unnecessary or delightful?
It was both. No, I enjoyed it. Good. I'm glad to hear it was good, Stud. 50 days in a hotel sounds... It could get to be nightmarish, although I love hotels.
That's Ryan's dream.
Yeah.
I bet you watched a lot of hotel TV. What's the latest, greatest hotel TV?
Do you have like a Switch or some kind of portable gaming device, Stud? It feels like that would have helped you. Okay, it was a good bit, Anne. You're not wrong. Okay, someone lit the Major's cigar. Maybe we don't have anything for this.
That's the mystery we need to solve. Someone lit the Major's cigar.
He's dead. Are you
Archibald's
sure?
like, I believe, sir.
What if someone lit the cigar connects to the killer entered the room unobstructed to get us he knew the killer?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I see. Because what they're saying is that they didn't have any matches, so someone else lit the Major cigar. Is that
That's
what they're
I'm saying. Yes, no fire source at all. Someone must have lit it for him.
The
There we
pieces of the
go.
puzzle are
Or
finally coming together.
I guess he could have lit it in another room, but I guess Archibald did say he only smokes in here.
Yeah.
Okay, someone lit the cigar and attacked him. The Major knew his killer. Good.
Oh, so he was like, Oh, look over here at the flaming light. Wakaka!
Classic murder. Wakaka!
Classic,
Oh,
classic
good.
murder.
You brought your Switch, Stud. What'd you play? I'm thinking of going back to the Switch and playing Kirby. A new Kirby looks good. Wakaka!
Kirby Crumpet, the mascot.
It's Kirby Crumpet.
Mascot for Tasty Cakes.
Thank you for asking. Yes, it's Kirby Crumpet.
And do you have to deliver him enough Tasty Cakes to all the little hungry villagers?
I think that's a major part of it. Yeah.
But it's like Grand Theft Auto, and you have to like steal a truck to do it. And you're like Kirby Crumpet walking down the street.
Because you're a big
That's why
mascot
I
man.
imagine Grand Theft Auto. Yeah.
There's something about the desk being clean, but the rest of the room not being clean, right?
I thought the desk was not clean.
It says very tidy. It's remarkably tidy.
Oh.
Although all his recent documents are impractically stored. So he's still judging him. Was the room cleaned by someone other than himself? But Archibald says nobody's in there, except Archibald said he lets him come in there sometimes. Well, what if it's the clean pokers and the clean desk?
I cannot see the logic in this.
No, I'm guessing again. I gotta.
Why would just the desk be clean? Or somebody was going through things, and so they like took things that's why it looks clean.
Or the desk, if it is a roll top, the desk could have been closed because he rarely opens it, and then it was opened for somebody rifling through it, and it looks clean because it's the only thing without dust.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
That's good.
You do eat a vending machine. That's true, and a car. What about? Yeah, room not clean we have over here, although it's too far away probably to be connected. Well, let's try bucket overturned.
Some
there we go.
would say a lucky guess. I would say...
This crime scene has been tampered with. The killer clearly had enough time to cover their tracks. Oh, interesting. So he's saying the bucket was overturned and then corrected. We knew that. And then also...
They put the bucket back, and then
nothing is clean in this room except the desk.
So they took papers, or they instinctively tidied or something. That would be me at a crime scene, 100%. Just being like absentmindedly like shuffling, putting things in stacks, adjusting the tables.
You're trying to hide the body, but you're also like, these books don't look right there.
I'm like, I don't know. Feels like it'd be nicer if this chair was over here.
Rearranging the room. It's like somebody killed this guy and then re-feng shuied his whole business.
It looks great, but also, I don't know. It's probably some kind of ritualistic killing.
Like it's the world's worst that he's died, but the room's better. I don't know how to say it.
Oh yeah, they cleaned up, but they didn't use the towel. Suspicious.
Yeah, good point. Is the towel on this mind map?
What was the deal with the towel? It's a fresh towel, so he hadn't showered yet.
He hadn't showered in the fireplace. We know that. Well, maybe the cleanliness. Oh no.
Yeah, he's doing nothing in this room. It's very weird.
It's weird.
He's not at the desk. He's not at the fireplace. He is not using the towel. He's not using the safe.
It feels like it makes sense if he's just comes to that room to smoke because it's the only room he's allowed to smoke in, and then he goes away.
I guess, but aren't his important papers there?
Maybe. What do we think about clean fire poker connecting to this? Like, it indicates the fire poker was also used in the crime because they had to clean it up.
Okay, sure.
I should not be surprised by my own...
No way to rule out the poker as the murder weapon. I mean, I was helped by the fact that the description said, why is this poker so suspiciously clean? So sometimes the description does guide us along.
Yeah.
Poker.
Man's right. He's so wealthy, he had an entire room just to be murdered in.
God, these nouveau riche. Currently no way to rule out the poker as the murder weapon. Great. I love hearing about that. Poker is sharp, but it's not the most practical weapon to inflict the major's wounds.
Yeah.
Okay, we have one more link to make.
That's good.
Poker was cleaned. Bucket was returned. Jacket is old. The world is round.
No fire source. Poker was cleaned? Maybe try connecting those.
I must act on thought.
Hmm.
It looks
I
like...
was thinking like...
Yeah. Yeah, I think I see your logic. Ashtray as well.
What does that say? Crime scene has been compromised?
Right, yes. The crime scene has been tampered with. The killer clearly had enough time to cover their tracks because they cleaned up the turned over ice bucket and also cleaned the poker and the desk, theoretically.
Could you connect that with potential murder weapon as if like they cleaned it up and they took the murder weapon with them?
Okay.
I don't know if that
Order and
logic quite
method.
works, but
That is the way to solve the problem.
Didn't go with that. I like this tract. I think we've already tried with letter opener.
Window open? Did they throw it outside? That's your theory, Ryan.
It was. Is the window...
So if it's not right, it's your theory. But if it's right, I suggested it.
Have to be that way. Did you see window open here? Because I don't know if it's in this mind map.
Oh, maybe I didn't.
Yeah, it's weird they make a new one for every like thing. Okay. Single stab wound. Purple bruise on face. I mean, that's hopefully unrelated because it's about Gideon. Although maybe that's going to be a trick later.
Do we have to prove that though?
Maybe.
Do you have to connect it with the stab wound?
An aggressive-looking bruise on cheek where Gideon struck him. Connect it with this.
Or do you have to connect it with the ice bucket?
Oh, right.
Although they already told us that.
Right. Although, I'd like that.
This will not get me any closer to my goal.
It does make sense, though.
Who may be responsible for the Major's death and obtain the murder weapon? Oh, so we have to figure out what the murder weapon is.
Well, the last thread we had was poker was cleaned, and it says there's no way to rule out the poker being the weapon. I mean, maybe we have to rule out everything else. Like the letter opener, it does not look sharp. The point does not look sharp to tear paper, let alone puncture skin. So that would indicate that he doesn't think it's likely to be the letter opener. But maybe we have to link that to something to try to prove it. Can't link it with any of these.
I cannot see the logic in this.
Can you link it to scene of the crime compromise? No.
I must take a different approach if I am to uncover.
Or is it the poker that you have to prove? No fire. Or...
Single stab wound?
Come, my little gray cells.
Yeah. What about potential murder weapon to the poker?
I must act on thought and fact.
Also says who may be responsible. So do we have to deduce that no one was in there?
Well, we have deduced it was somebody he knows, so maybe that's that angle on it.
Okay.
I don't know if that means it's done or not.
Okay.
But we got to the Major knew the killer over here. Hasn't been lit in a long time. Well, maybe if we connect that to the poker being cleaned, because then it would be like, why would they clean the poker if the fireplace hasn't been used?
Yeah, I thought we'd already done that, but have we not?
This will
Try
not get
it.
me any closer to my goal.
What's in the background of our mind map here? Is this like blood vessels in our brain?
It
Is
looks
this
like
our little gray cells? What's happening?
It looks like a giant gear, but also there's amoeba.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I see the gear now, and they're moving, but also it's like you've zoomed in really close on an amoeba.
Right.
And there's like white.
But inside the amoeba are like little representational mind maps. It's kind of a fun little visual design.
Yeah,
It's
I
sort
like
of-
that it's moving.
Yeah. It connotates brain and also deduction. I kind of like it.
If your gears are working.
Is that a floating top hat? Maybe up at the top, upside down. I see that as a top hat.
Yeah. Okay, one more connection.
One more connection.
Desk was very
Is
tidy.
there something?
Ashtray's well used. We got the cigar. I'm looking for things that we haven't really used here. There's a ring of dust on the ashtray we haven't used, but that's way over here. Ring of dust around the ashtray, that is. As if the ashtray hasn't been moved. But it is full of ashes, which means it does get used.
Yeah. So it just means that no one's been in there cleaning.
Yeah. I guess we did use this, right? Because we connected to this. Yeah, you're right. Not that we have
It
to use
feels like the only thing we haven't really used at all is the letter opener.
Yeah. It does feel like we want to rule that out. The point does not look sharp to tear paper, let alone puncture skin. What about connected to the bruise? I'm just guessing, but it's nothing. I have no logic for that. Or the bucket being overturned. Those are kind of the only two that it reaches.
Yeah.
I must take a different approach if I am to
I must take a different approach.
I must act
Try
on
doing
thought
the
and
right
fact.
one next time.
Maybe this time, don't fuck it up.
Differently, and by that I mean, take your instincts and do the opposite.
No, Poirot, you negative self-talk. I've told myself before I can do it. You're doing your best under a very stressful situation.
One day you will be a successful private detective. You look back on this, your first case. You say, "Oh, I look so sexy."
What? I got distracted thinking about how sexy Poirot is.
If there's a murder in here,
What?
take note.
Okay. How would they possibly?
Upturned Coca-Cola can.
Why would there be a Coke can
Stain
on
on
the floor? Right, exactly. And that's like connected to my mind map to Ashley is known slob. Oh, okay. That wasn't it.
There's a 30-second clip of me doing a sexy pro bit. You're like, oh, that tracks.
Doesn't matter. So we know the poker is sharp. Does that connect to unused? Because it would be dull if it was used. I don't know how. I don't think that's
Try it.
necessarily true, but
Order and method. That is the way to.
the sound that plays when you're wrong is maybe a little long.
Yeah, I agree.
I just feel like you could have a bunch of First of all, there's only seems to be like one or two, and I want some options, but just a couple of quick of like, no, I don't think so. Like, just get it over with. And
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
poker was cleaned and the bucket was overturned. We kind of already linked those two, though.
I cannot see the logic in this.
I mean, at this point, gosh, we must be running out of things to.
Yeah.
If anyone in the chat is seeing something that we are missing, please feel free to always tell us.
Yeah. I think we'd love some chat brain power. Could be a you're wrong. Could be a you're wrong song. Yeah, I see. Good point. Da dum da dum dum da, you suck.
Come, my little gray cells.
Come, my baby.
Matchbox to. What does that say? Clean.
Oh, well.
What about? Okay.
It just occurred to me that we haven't ruled his missing knife is also a potential murder weapon. So we actually have two potential murder weapons. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe we have to rule this one out or something. You know what I mean? Like rule one of them out.
Yeah, because it's the poker, the letter opener, and his knife. And it seems like it's not the letter opener.
Yeah.
It's maybe the poker, but we
Come,
need
my
to
little
rule out
Brussels.
something else.
Right. Feels like the missing knife is the more logical.
I don't.
Yeah.
It's not. It doesn't seem to connect anything. The bruise doesn't seem to connect anything here. But you're right. They told us in the scene it was from the fight, I think. But
And his description here just firmly says it's from the fight, so he doesn't seem to have any question about that. Especially because Archibald said he asked for ice for it, so that seems like the provenance of the bruise is pretty established. I have to keep thinking about it too, though, because it hasn't done anything. I mean, there have been, which actually is good. There have been a lot of nodes that don't get connected in these, because if they all got connected, it would be too easy, right? Potential. Is it right?
for us,
Yes.
too easy for us.
I mean, right. We're
We're so
master
good.
detectives.
Order and method. That
We've
is the
actually
way
been
to solve the
we've
problem.
been playing this game so far on what I like to call sort of like a medium gear run,
Yeah.
because we want this to really be educational for everyone. So we come in as if we've never played the game before.
Yep.
We
Never
don't know
solved
the
a
answer to all the
murder.
clues. So that we can really build a community where everyone else feels like they're smarter and empowered and they could solve puzzles.
This will not get me any closer.
It's
On
kind
our
of why
other channel,
we're so
we do
beloved.
mostly speed runs. Yeah.
It's our alt channel. We just, if you want to go over there, that's great. There's a whole different chat forum and rules, so like make sure to read up.
Yeah.
We're actually on there right now doing a speed run. Like we're just doing it at the same time.
Yeah, on the speedrun side, I play most of the games.
Yep.
And it's about the same number of technical difficulties, just so you know.
Still my fault somehow.
The same number.
Well, I wonder if we can talk to Archie again. I mean, I don't think no, it doesn't seem to. We can't leave, right? Is there something we're missing in here? It seems like it usually, if it shows you the number, it's like something we can do with what we already have, but...
Yeah. Did they tell you why the poker... Will you read what they say about the poker?
Yeah. In the mind
I
map,
barely knew her.
Huh.
Yes, please.
Look at this towel again real quick. Folded and unused, okay. What they say about the poker. Okay. So initially with the poker, they say a cast iron poker, what one would expect to find beside a fire. The poker stand says a normal looking poker stand, nothing appears out of the ordinary. The poker itself is marked as sharp. The point is sharp, but it's not the most practical weapon to inflict the major's wound. It is clean. No signs of being used recently to stoke a fire or anything else. Why is it so suspiciously clean? And that connects to crime scene was compromised to give us the poker was clean. There's currently no way to rule out the poker as the murder weapon.
Can you connect the poker is clean to the desk is clean? The like clean to very tidy?
I must
not
take a
those two.
different approach
Oops.
if I am to
Sorry. I thought you said...
The eye,
Oh, you want
the
just
little
clean in
eyeball that
general.
says clean? Yeah.
No, I think we tried that.
To then very clean.
No, we tried that.
Well, that's it.
Well,
I cannot see the logic in this. Perhaps a...
sorry, over on the YouTube chat. We got our fan A Darkly on the YouTube chat says, did someone say hashtag medium run? That's right. Calm
Remove the space.
down. Calm down. Remove the space. Remove the space.
Yeah, the towel's not on there.
No, it's not on this mind map. At least for this particular goal, we don't need it. It was on some of the other ones.
I think it has to be something about how the poker is clean, and that's how we know it's the murder weapon, because
it was tampered with.
Yeah, it's suspiciously clean.
Right.
It has been cleaned.
It follows to me. Well, if that's the case, then we've tried this connected to most things. Let's see. Connecting it to the being sharp.
I must
No.
act on
Connect it to the empty matchbox doesn't make any sense, but let's try it.
Is there something...
We're pretty much out of places to connect it.
I must take a different
That feel
approach.
close
Okay,
enough.
so then maybe we have to rule out his dagger.
Yeah.
Or maybe we don't rule out the dagger. Maybe we have to rule out the poker. I don't know. But let's look at the dagger.
I think it could be either. So potential murder weapon. That one doesn't seem like it has anything nearby we haven't tried.
I cannot see the logic in this.
Try to connect the knife itself to some of these, but it seems like once you get a new thing out of it, you're not
Order
supposed to
and
go
method.
backwards.
That is the way to.
Yeah.
Feels like maybe what we're missing is actually super dumb and like not related to anything.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something, you know.
I
more
agree.
basic.
I think it's something really obvious that we were supposed to do at the beginning of this, and now we've made it too far into the deduction, so it's going to feel obvious.
Is there something?
Let's see, what have we not played with?
Will you zoom in over to the left?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Oh, the left, sorry. Not 100% sure, and because it says we have one thing we can do, and I think that means we can do it with what we have.
I agree.
It's not necessarily 100% for sure that I haven't missed something in the room, but it seems like usually that means you can do it with what you've already got. Like if we found something new in the room, we would just create another one. But I'm not 100% sure.
Because we've also done all this and then found something new and come back and there's new things. So I think that number does tell us what we have, but it might be true that we haven't seen something in the room, so a connection isn't obvious to us.
Mm-hmm.
But will you zoom in on the ashtray?
Yes.
Like that area? Okay, half-smoked cigar, well used. Okay, what if you connect those two and the idea is that he was interrupted while smoking? He never put it out.
Well, not this one.
Okay.
But half smoked cigar. I like the
What
idea.
if
Maybe that to Major knew
Major
his
knew
killer
his
for the same
attacker?
reason?
This will not get me any closer to my goal.
Major knew his attacker.
Come, my little gray cells.
Poker to room not clean. Yeah, I think they're not close enough. Poker was cleaned, room not cleaned.
I must act on thought.
That was a
Boom.
good guess, though.
I feel like each of us have done the poker hardly knew her at least once, which I'm glad we're keeping it up.
Yeah. You got to.
You gots to. I think a Cadbury egg is in order here. I might need a refreshment on my
Oh, yeah, Ryan.
soda
You
pop.
gotta get that Cadbury egg.
Yeah. Now sometimes you get a little foil and you gotta scrape it off before you eat it. Don't worry about
I know. Now, see, that's the opposite problem. Like, you probably wish you had a little paper piece in there so you could easily fold around your Cadbury egg.
that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, you always get a little sticky with a Cadbury egg.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, what about okay, so what if it's not about this knife at all? What if it's about the people? So the fact that it was, or the fact like in situ, like he knew them, or he was smoking, or they gave him a match.
Mm-hmm.
Someone lit the match. Major knew his killer. Major knew his killer. Fireplace unused. I don't know what that would say, except maybe that they were meeting there.
Is there something I am not seeing?
There is something we're not seeing, Poirot. What are the two top things up there? Oh, wait. Burn mark, empty. You connect to those? No. No. Okay, scroll down. Room not cleaned. Sharp. What's sharp?
The poker is sharp?
Poker is sharp.
Come, my little gray cells. I must take a different approach.
So on Major knew his killer, it says someone lit his cigar for him and attacked him when he least expected it. Who could have been so ruthless? Does it want us to try to answer that here? Probably not yet, but I don't know how we would.
Unless you can connect it to the blackmail letter, but that's not here either, is it?
No, it's not. The letter opener, but I don't see the letter itself.
Can you go back to the jacket,
Yeah.
which is on the bottom right? What does that say? Old and worn, and then what's the other one?
Knife holster?
Knife. Knife holster. Can you connect those two?
I must act on thought and fact.
Okay, now scroll up. Major's corpse. Purple. Yeah, purple bruise. Letter opener. Potential murder weapon. Missing knife. Bucket was overturned. Cleaned. Okay.
Letter opener single stab wound didn't work. No, I don't think. No, it doesn't. He says it's not able to puncture skin. Yeah, I guess I could try. No, I already tried that. Yeah, enough for it. Yeah, true.
Matchbox.
Try letter opener with most things here.
I feel like we're missing something obvious in the left side. We've done so much work on this right side with the letter opener. It's like something over here, I bet. Which is like so obvious that we didn't even think we had to connect them.
Okay. Matches remain. Who else could have? What else did the major have used to light his cigars? If I connect this, no, I tried that with burn mark. Tried burn mark with someone lit the major cigar.
This will not get me any.
Burn mark and half smoked cigar made evidence of smoking. Try those, right? Yeah.
Room was cleaned. Killer's entry into the room was
Unobstructed.
Can you connect those two and say, but then that would imply it was a servant.
I cannot see the logic in this.
I like that, but no.
Perhaps a...
And you're right that it does feel like we're missing something, but it seems like the mechanic of the game so far has been that if it tells us we have one left to do, it's something we can currently do.
Let's take another trip around the room. Start at the door.
Really getting ahead of Hercule Poirot, Ryan. Remember, you're Belgian. You love French fries and comic books and chocolate. Oh my gosh, Ryan, are you Belgian?
Yeah, I might actually be.
I think you might have a little Belgian in you.
Would you like to?
Hey now. Okay, he's stabbed. He fell on his right side. Did he try to write someone's name in blood? They do that all the time. And you know it's always going to be like a P was a B or an L was a 7. It's never something obvious.
They do that all the time in this line of work. Oh, no.
It's unoriginal. The window, blackmail letter, the bucket.
Oh.
Thanks, Anne. I appreciate the dedication.
Get your face right up it.
Zoom out a little so we can see if we're maybe missing something I neglected to click on here.
What's the deal with the punch in the wall? That's not on this mind map, though, is it?
None in this one. There also maybe double check there isn't anything we can do in other mind maps. We've been focusing on just that one. Okay, there's the letter. We read it already. The wallet. I guess I can't touch the wallet anymore. Of arbitrary what you can actually do here. Poker stand.
So is the thing with the letter and the letter opener that he didn't he didn't open the blackmail letter with the letter opener?
He could have. I don't think there's any reason to believe he didn't. I think maybe it's just another item in the room that we're supposed to either confirm or deny as the murder weapon. But I don't know. But I don't think we found anything that indicates that he couldn't have opened it. I mean, it was a blunt tip, but letter openers usually are. You don't need to be very sharp. You know, or a blunt-ish tip. Although I guess he said there is the line where he's like, I don't know if this could even tear paper. So maybe he did want us to know that he wasn't that. We talked to you, right, Archie?
Anything I can do to help, Detective?
No, apparently
Your
not.
help and discretion in this matter.
You can help.
Archie, can
by
you bring
helping.
some sandwiches to our room? Because there was a
Yeah.
murder during dinner and I had not eaten.
I was just tucking in when this happened, and I feel like I took the brunt of it since I'm the detective. So
I stood up and announced my name and rank and everything.
Said what?
Like,
city
I've
we were
been
in,
leading this.
guess what stick, what country. I feel like people don't ask me if I'm doing well sometimes. You know, Archie.
Yeah.
Like we all
Archie.
know that the murder isn't doing well, but what about me?
Yeah.
Okay. Nothing we can do in these two, right? They would tell us. Yeah, 0 links available. It's this.
All right. We got to do this. We can do this.
Yeah. Okay. Well used ashtray. Doesn't seem like it. A major news killer.
Order and method. That is...
Major knew his killer.
Okay.
I must take a different approach.
Our super objective here is deduce who may be responsible for the major's death and obtain the murder weapon.
Wait, I wonder if we have.
So we decided it was someone that.
I wonder if we have to make a guess as to where this missing knife is. Like, is there a way we can?
Okay. So we can find it.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
if
I like
if
that
we
idea.
deduce it, we could find it.
But like it's in the fireplace.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Come,
doesn't
my
seem
little
like it
gray
connects
sands.
easily to that. Sorry, what were you saying?
I can tell my audio is behind because every once in a while I can hear myself in your I can hear like myself in
Really?
your system or whatever.
You
Mhm.
wait, talk now.
And it'll be later. I'm Ashley and I'm here to say
Oh, I guess maybe my headphones are just a little loud.
I just heard that.
I mean, also you were. singing.
Yeah, which you specifically have a feature on that cranks that up, right? Every time you can tell I'm gonna sing, you're like my favorite part.
Bloop, 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 I often say.
Yeah, I think you're right, maybe Ryan. Or what I think is like we need to that task of seems very clear: obtain murder weapon. So we either have to figure out what it is or where it's hiding.
Yeah. And makes a point about using the knife as a letter opener.
This
Like
will not
this
get
knife,
me
this
any
letter opener
clo-
was too dull. Maybe he used the knife to open it, but which I like. I don't know if I see a way to do that. Hey, what's up, Jet?
Hey, Jet,
How are you?
we're in Poirot today. How are you?
Poker was sharp.
How much longer do we have streaming tonight? Knowing us, probably 2 more hours.
Sounds right.
We had some stops and starts. We had some technical difficulties.
Yeah, although we haven't had a problem since, so maybe it was that thing I thought it was. Glad I figured that out. I'll probably forget that, and it'll happen
Oh,
again.
Jet, I'm so glad you're done with work. Happy weekend.
Oh, thank you, Jet. I'm
It's a
glad
good
to hear it.
feeling.
Lay back. You've earned it.
We're trying to. So, big news, Jet. The murder in our murder mystery has finally taken place. I don't want to alarm
Catch
you.
Jet up because I'm going to refill my drink, which will help my thinking skills.
Okay, Jet, I'm going to catch you up. This will also serve as a recap for my own brain so that we can figure things out. We're Hercule Poirot. We're in Belgium. There's been a murder. Dun, dun, dun. Ooh, scary. We're snowed in at an old country mansion. I assume it's in the country. Some of this I'm making up for my own enjoyment. We're snowed in a country manor. There's been a murder. It's the captain. No one liked him, so it's fine. Here are the clues that we know so far in the room. There was a wet spot on the floor. There's a burn mark on the floor. There's like a punch in the wall in the plaster, or there's something kind of an indent in the plaster. The fireplace hasn't been used. The place is dusty. The poker is clean. His desk is clean. Both of those things are suspicious because the rest of the room is unkept. We know that the house staff was not allowed in to clean. And there's a bucket of water, which we think was an ice bucket, because earlier the major got punched in the eye, and so he was getting ice for the swelling. Did they clean the poker in the ice bucket? That is interesting. Oh, also the window's open and there's snow coming in. There's a letter opener, which is dull. The poker is sharp. The major was stabbed. I don't know if you guys can hear Ryan singing in the background. Okay, and we've done a full mind map, and we're so close, but we have one extra thing that the mind map wants us to deduce. And either it's something really easy that we just are not even putting together because it's so obvious, or it's something involving the murder weapon, either where it is or what it is, because our objective here is to deduce who may be responsible for the major's death and obtain the murder weapon. And we're really close, but we haven't quite honed in.
Your recap is really good. I thought, what might help is a caffeine donut.
Thank you, Ryan. How many of those did you buy?
There were only 2 left in the store, and I bought them both.
It just feels like you had them once, and you're like, oh, those are kind of nice. And then we heard another story about how you're eating them, and I suspiciously have another one in your house. Like, feels like there's maybe an addiction.
I've made 2 discrete caffeine donut purchases, each with 2 donuts, so I have a total of 4. But it was funny when the woman...
Yay! We all taking turns doing that joke, and I'm so glad you did it.
It feels so good. The woman who runs the store, who was ringing it up, was like, "All right, we'll do this," and she was like, even she was like, "We sell what?"
She was like, "Is this legal?"
Okay.
That's funny.
Okay. I literally did have the thought, because I've eaten now 3 Cadbury cream eggs on stream, and I did have the thought of like, oh, I need something that isn't chocolate in my stomach right now. And then I was like, but you know what would really help the investigation, and I should really think of that first, is this caffeine donut.
Because you're a detective first, Ryan. You're never off the clock.
Thank you. And I do have a display of them. The box was left over. I could have just asked to take it. Tea? I could make tea, actually.
So close. It was so close. It was either caffeine tea or a caffeine infused donut. So close.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
All right.
Okay,
now
stop
let's
playing
really
around.
rally. I know what we need to do. Let's just take a quick moment to rock it old school and solve one of the crosswords in my quality popular crosswords puzzle.
You're right.
Okay, I opened to a random page. This is from September 13th, 2021. I'm only just now learning these are dated. Maybe I should have been doing one a day, like a page a day calendar. That would have been cute. Anyway, okay, ready. Shreds taters.
Shrek?
Sorry.
Is it Shrek?
Shreds taters.
Is this a clue? What are you talking about?
5 letters.
There's a crossword clue that is shreds taters. Oh, how many letters?
Yep, and it's 5 words. 5 letters. 5 letters.
It's not Julianne. That's too many letters. Shreds taters. Peels? And it doesn't quite fit. We'll come back to that one. Shreds taters.
Shreds taters. Shreds taters.
Vale.
Uh,
We'll get it. Sometimes you need a cross. What's the down? Did you look up the answer? What's happening?
sorry, you cut out on me.
Oh, hello. Are you here?
You cut out on me.
Am I back?
I'm here. Okay. I know. I now learned it, and it's not good. Do you want to just know it?
No. You gotta. Sometimes you need the crosses. Give me what the down is for the first letter.
Okay, yeah, that's the down. So the across is Rex. WRECKS. Rex.
How many letters?
And it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Rex. It could be a lot of different things. It probably will come back to this one because it could be so many different things. But
Here's the last letter. Color of old photos.
sepia. It's going to be an S because it's a plural.
Uh-huh. So that's the last letter of Rex.
Right. Right. So I was thinking like
The-
totals, breaks, or those are all 6 letters.
What about an outdoors outfitter? That's 3 letters.
What's the name of that place? You know, like an LL Bean style place, but isn't there one that's like 3 letters, like an abbreviation?
Yeah, I know it. Do you want me to tell you? But it's not. I just know it. It didn't see it written down.
No, you should tell me. I thought we were doing it together.
Anne got it. REI. And Jack got it. REI.
That's what I was thinking. Yep. Okay, so that's the second letter of the Rex one or of the other one.
That's the third letter of Rex. So blank blank I blank S. I know this one because I looked.
Wait, no. Oh, I thought it was the R.
No, it's blank blank I blank S.
Ah, okay. No. This is like Wordle, but worse. Thanks, Jack. And this is the Rex one. Blank blank I blank S.
Mm-hmm. So this, if you get this word, it'll give you the first letter of the tater one.
Well, it could be Wursel.
Wursel.
Well, it could be
Thousand Simulations is going to come out with Wursel.
It could be a noun or a verb, right? It could be multiple wrecks. Like there's a lot of wrecks here. A wrecked car. It could be also verb, like it's someone who wrecks something. Wrecks.
Yeah. Or it could be both.
I'm gonna write some words down. You want to give me a different one? This is a good one. These are not easy.
Okay. They run for office. It's an abbreviation and it's 3 letters.
Run for office. Well, let's see. It could be probably a couple things like candidates with, but I think is that like could be like yeah, gov is a good answer, Jet. Although it's got to be plural.
Because it's they. Well, I don't know. I actually know it and it doesn't make sense to me. So I don't know it, but I know the letter that it has to be and it doesn't make sense.
They run for
Well,
office.
this was supposed to be our easy palate cleanser before we got back to the place we were hard. That was hard.
Right. But it's only 3 letters, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
And it
so
says it's abbreviation. What? That doesn't make any sense. Am I looking at the right answers? Yeah.
Bro, do you even lift? I don't know that one. We'll go back over the ones from earlier.
I think you can get this one. Rex.
Yeah, I was looking at that
Blank, blank, I, blank, S.
In the New York Times crossword puzzle, I would skip this one because I would go, there's so many synonyms it could be that I'm going to waste, but I could probably, we could probably get it, right? So let's see. Blank, blank, I, blank, S. I'm looking at my keyboard as I do. Rex. It's not like soils. Doesn't quite work.
Mm-mm. What's
Toils? No, I don't think that quite means Rex. Rex. So it can mean wrecks like cars. It could also mean wrecks like a shipwreck, like an underwater wreck. Yeah, blank S, and so it's blank blank I blank S. And the other S goes down to be sepia. Rex. It's not Royals? Royls?
No, but you're in the
ballpark?
Yeah.
Like, as in a sea can royal?
Oh wait, 64 down.
Oh, foils.
No, but you're close.
Right.
That thing you were saying about how it's a verb or a noun.
Oh yeah, ships.
The answer
is it just ships?
No.
Oh, that would have been good, guys. Sorry, you're saying verb or noun? What?
Yeah, that is true of the answer as well as the word Rex.
Good clue. Okay. So not ships. It's not whatever I just said.
Spoils.
No, not spoils. What did I just say a second ago? Spoils is too many letters. Foils is what I said. Okay.
What? Okay, an underground explorer. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 letters.
Spelunker.
You got it.
I thought you don't want to do it with us. You're like, I'm gonna look up all the answers, quiz you.
Well, normally I would, but because I know the one we looked up. So now it's like harder for it's easy, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
It's harder for me to guess. It's too easy for me to guess because I know them.
I see.
Okay, so now you've completed blank U I blank S.
Ruins. Ah.
Yes.
That was right in front of us.
So that means that now you have R blank 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 blank. 5-letter word. It begins with R and it means where was it? Shreds taters.
Shreds taters.
It's weird. I think that's a bad clue, or I don't get it really.
Shreds taters. 5 letters starting with R?
Yes.
I don't think I know. Zach, you used that same pun on this stream, so you can't reuse it. Don't think I don't notice these things. It is a good one. It's a good one though. That one's not coming to me. What about another one?
Oh, well, that's the one we were trying to guess. Okay. What about
Farmer who plays.
Okay, I don't understand this one. They run for office. It says it's an abbreviation, and it's blank IN. I can also tell you what it is and so you can explain it to me. But
No, I mean, they run for office blank IN.
uh-huh.
Is office capitalized?
No. How about this? Letter after sigma, and it's blank blank CK.
Blank blank CK? You sure?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Anne's gonna know.
I accidentally gave you one of the extra letters. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe it'd be like a Greek letter. I didn't realize any of them ended with a CK, so I clearly don't really know. Alphabet account. I don't know. I would have to see. That's definitely one I would try to find crosses for.
Well, if it comes after sigma, you probably know what letter it starts with, right?
Well, it's not always the same, but because like T would be tau, wouldn't it? That doesn't end CK. But maybe there's another one I'm thinking of. It's like tau is like THU or THA. But maybe there's another T1.
Yeah, I don't know actually.
Yeah, omega is last. It's not exactly the same as the Arabic one. Sorry, it's not perhaps Rips Tatters with like 2 T's, right?
Let me find it and double check.
Or Shreds
Oh,
Tatters.
wait a second. I gave you a bad clue. Not for that one, but for a different one. Okay, wait.
Roman.
Shreds.
Always say Arabic.
TATERS.
TAT, yeah, taters. Yeah, I would say that's taters.
Taters.
Okay, what was the bad clue?
The bad clue is I was looking at this one is like 2. There's like 2 numbers in it. So so I should have looked at this one. What?
They run for office.
Oh, wait a second. I'm doing this wrong. I understand. The run for office one is wrong.
Okay.
Sorry. I've never done it where there's like 2 letters in one word. Does that make sense? So like it'll be like 99 and then a couple spaces, then it'll be a new one.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like looking at the wrong.
I see.
I think that means I should have given you this clue, which is
yeah, those are weird. I agree.
Rolling blank IN. You got that.
Wait, sorry. Rolling.
That's the clue. And then the answer is blank IN.
Oh, pin.
Yay!
They run for offense.
Yeah, that's what I couldn't figure out. But
Interesting.
in the same little corner, it's as 92. Oh
I
well.
wonder if if it makes
Um,
a larger word when you put it all together.
I think it does. So what's
Anne, other Anne, yes, but Anne getting distracted by Aaron Keefe is relatable.
anyway? Shreds taters is rices.
Oh, okay. Ricing potatoes. I know that. I mean, it would
I
take me
know,
a long time to get it.
but you don't really rice potatoes. That you would rice like cauliflower.
I guess you could
But you
rice a
just
potato.
you would mash a potato
Maybe you would. All right.
or
well,
hash a potato.
that was not as satisfying of a break as I wanted it to be, if I'm honest.
All right. Okay. Okay. Let me give you something else.
Okay. I'm gonna still play with this while you do it.
Let's see. What do I have? What do I have at my disposal here? Oh, would you
Solve
like
the problem.
a European travel book from the 1960s? You want to get some information about Belgium? Let's
Yeah.
see.
See if you can find any fact that is still true.
Oh, I'm sorry. 1986.
The point stands.
Oh, Brussels. Okay. Okay.
Brussels.
Ooh,
I
it has a
barely know.
smell.
Where'd you
Is
get this
there
book?
something I am?
At a used bookstore.
Nice.
Youth hostels. It's called Europe on $25 a day. I don't think that's still possible unless you weren't sleeping somewhere.
How much is $25 a day in 86 compared to now?
That's true, actually. Let's ask the internet. Internet?
Hello?
Internet.
Kelly's doing the real detective work here. She solved it as an icicle an hour ago, and we're still...
Yeah.
It remains plausible.
I must act on.
Okay, it's about $65 a
I
day
cannot
in
see the logic in
today's
this.
money.
That still feels like a stretch.
It does feel like a stretch. Well, also travel is more popular.
Mm.
This
So
will
you can
not
charge
get
for
me
it.
any
Supply and
closer
demand.
to my goal.
So you know it's right.
Oh, it's a mouse at the theater today. That's a little hot gossip from the off-Broadway community. Okay.
What does that mean?
There's just they saw a mouse backstage at the theater. Sorry,
Oh.
I have to read my rehearsal reports
I
at the end of the
it
day.
was some cool slang. That's a real mouse at the theater day. That means Lin-Manuel showed up. He wanted the wine. We didn't have it. He got very upset. No, there's a mouse in the theater.
Order and method. That is.
Mm.
Oh, Jed is playing the role of Internet. Hello, Internet.
Oh,
Internet, what are your dreams?
I cannot see the logic in this.
And not everything a slang. Yeah, okay, you got me.
okay. This is considered a big splurge, and it recommends you go to Restaurant Hercule.
Oh.
And guess how much the dinner costs? And the headline is The Big Splurge. It's a restaurant called Restaurant Hercule, and the book is $25 a day in 1986.
I mean, does that tell us that we can't be more than $25? Are they ever going to break
Yeah, I
their
think
rule?
I'm assuming. Yeah, I'm
It's
assuming
gotta
this
be.
is a splurge within the $25 budget.
And it's got to be less. Surely you didn't spend money on just that dinner that day.
Yeah, correct.
I think $13.50.
Okay. I'm going to pause in case anyone in the chat wants to guess, but it's not that fun of a game, so I'm not offended if you don't want to.
I'll
tell you.
Professionally, I know the feeling of realizing this isn't going to pay off. I think this is in US
Great
dollars.
question.
Is that true?
It's in US dollars, yeah. It's 4 blocks from the Grand Palace. It's a magnificent wagon laden with hors d'oeuvres.
Oh, it's
There's
a
a main
wagon.
course and a dessert. A large bottle of good wine.
A whole bottle of wine.
Uh-huh. It's now they've said it's a thoroughly native type restaurant, but I believe that means non-tourists. Perfect for a big splurge in Brussels.
Now that you've recontextualized it as a wagon, and this is it's
Mhm.
86, you said.
Well, it just says that there's a wagon, maybe inside. I assume inside the restaurant, laden with hors d'oeuvres.
Oh, I see. Oh, there's a wagon, like it's a pick your own wagon restaurant.
Like I think maybe like like a buffet maybe.
Like a Ponderosa would have a wagon.
Or it's like a fixed menu. Yeah,
Oh,
like a
and
Ponderosa would have a
a wagon full of moose, and you just take a spoonful.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Snack update. Baby bunts were phenomenal. 10 out of 10. Mystery flavor is banana. Oh, yeah. It's not the best mystery flavor payoff. Snack wagon. Is that a whole new section? Welcome to the snack wagon. Ashley, what if I won?
Wow.
What if I go down to my convenience store and I play the slot machine and I get all 5 cowboys and I win a big 10-gallon hat, and now suddenly every time it's the snack wagon, I take off my hat and there's a new snack in it every week.
Oh my gosh, what if one of the prizes is a snack wagon and it's an unlimited, like, it's a gold card for the convenience store and you can get whatever snacks you want? You just go and you're like, load up my snack wagon.
That would be great for the week they would be in business. And then they would, unfortunately.
Okay, Odd Linguist has looked up the thing we're missing, which is great. And I do want to ask more
Yes.
questions about that.
I was going to come around
But
to that,
the
but I
thing
do,
that-
yeah, the payout. Okay, let me take a second guess.
Okay.
$8.75.
Oh. You were closer the first time. The answer is $12.
Wow.
That is half your budget. That's
half
a
your
splurge.
budget. It's a big splurge day.
Big
Man.
splurge.
Yes, I'll be known as Snacker Jack. With Snacker Jack here. Welcome to the snack wagon. Let's see what old Snacky Bill has to say. And then it'll be, oh, and then, what do you think, Snacky Bill? Well, Snacker Jack.
Oh,
We got a good old snack for you today.
Return of the Floor Rag. Oh, I missed him.
Snacky Bill, played by the floor rag. Okay, should we ask Chris to give us a hint on this?
Yes.
Okay.
I would like to know
What love?
what. Okay. I would like to know. I want to know whether it's about the knife, or I would like to know whether it's about the murder weapon, or whether it's about another clue.
I think that's good.
Does that seem like a fair question? Like, is it about the murder weapon or is it something else?
I'll take sentences which would be total nonsense outside of this. Floor rag as Snacker Cracker Jack.
It is not about the
about the
weapon.
weapon. That's
Thank you.
Okay. So we can. we have the
Okay, I have a
jackets.
second question.
Okay, follow up.
Once we figure out what this is, are we gonna be
I must
mad?
act on thought.
Like, is it obvious and or dumb? Or is it valid and we just are not thinking about it? Now, this hint requires you to gauge Ryan and I's emotional state.
Yeah.
So
But you
it's,
guys are
it's
sort
tricky.
of our therapists, so it could work out. Doesn't feel obvious.
Yeah, it doesn't feel obvious. Well, if it doesn't feel obvious to you, then I feel confident in not knowing it.
Yeah, same. Okay. Room is not cleaned. A couple of different.
I must take a different approach if I am to
No.
No.
This was correct. You were correct.
This is
your-
team playing.
You took a hand on our shoulder and said, "Let me help you move on."
Your Jesus took the wheel.
Is there something?
You saved room for Jesus. You
There's,
saved room for cake.
hey, save your fork. There's Jesus.
Come, my little grey cells.
It's not about the weapon.
Sorry. Sometimes you need a Mervo.
We called him Mervo.
I looked it up on the internet.
Is this foreboding that we're stuck in like the murder has just happened? We've already played this game for like 15 hours. The murder has just happened. That's how
we got really far.
That's how slowly we're playing it.
I thought we were on such a roll.
I know, Ryan. I know. Then we got floor ragged.
Yeah. Major newest killer.
This will not get me any closer to my goal. Order and
It's
method.
not about the murder weapon. So what else can it be about?
Well, there's the ice bucket, there's the jacket, there's the desk, there's the body itself.
Jacket.
I dream of being a Mervo. A Borpo at best. No, come on. Chris, don't you undersell how much of a weird old man Mervo you are.
Borbos are expensive, so we can't even afford a Borbo.
I must act on thought.
You're top of the line.
I'm aspirational.
Deduce who may be responsible for the murderer's death and obtain the murder weapon.
Yep. Slightly used
Borbo. TM. Refurbished Borbo.
Comes with the same warranty as a new one.
You gotta get that certificate, though.
As I found out with this monitor, sometimes the warranty is like a
Come, my
curse.
little grey cells.
Mm-hmm.
And why haven't you solved it yet?
Okay. I have a new question for you. Mervo Blurpo. Mervo Blurpo. It's hard to say. Mervo Borpo. Does it involve the Major's corpse, his jacket, the desk, the ice bucket, the fireplace, or the matchbox?
I think the answer is going to be yes.
Or the Major's study, or the ashtray, or the stunt corpse. What did that say?
Stunt corpse.
The burnt carpet.
Yeah, no, you got it. Stunt corpse.
The burnt carpet. What section?
Stunts are too dangerous for the actors to do, so we use a stunt performer. Some stunts are too dangerous for the stunt performers, then we use a stunt corpse.
I've donated my body to stunt corpse.
I've donated my body to movie stunts. Oh, sharp and unused. Yeah, no, we tried that. Unused and clean?
I must take a different approach if I am to
Which clue does it involve? Which clue branch does it involve? Chris, Oddlinguist, Mervo Borpo.
Chris, why don't you give us a clue that you think is a good clue? Like, we don't, you know what I mean? Like, without asking something too specific, maybe Chris has a good way to clue it.
You were saying, you just said to my face, why don't you shut up and stop asking bad questions and let Chris give us a good clue?
I'm saying
that's what I heard.
I'm saying
with my ears. You say
Chris knows what it is, so he might be able to give us a clue that makes us still feel like we accomplished something.
Okay, 3 letters, and it's a representative, and it's an abbreviation. They run for office.
Clearly the wrong clue.
I think my clue credentials stand for themselves.
I think they do too.
Cut to like Poirot just wandering around this room with like his eyes closed, being like, my little Grisels.
Hello, Grisels.
Grisels. I've tried everything. Alfred, I need a tisane.
I would be able to think if I knew where my room was.
If I could just sit down for 1 second.
I didn't even
I've
get
been wearing these shoes and socks for 48 hours.
My coat is full of snow. All right.
It is freezing in this room. Oh.
The window is blowing a barrel.
Could we put that fire in the fireplace, please, Poirot, for my graces?
Why was the poker clean to the fireplace? Yeah, I mean, it could be the murder weapon, or could be clean for some other weird, unrelated reason, but I don't know.
I agree that it's probably the murder weapon and it was cleaned, but I don't know how to connect that. I don't know how to tell the game that I know that.
Is there something I cannot see the logic in this.
The crime scene was compromised. The killer had enough time to cover his tracks.
What a revelation.
What? What was that?
Okay, the major knew his killer, and the killer had time to cover his tracks. Gave us the killer may still be in the building.
Oh, come on.
They lit the major's cigar, and following the brutal act of murder, took the time to clean the scene. They were not in a hurry and could still be in the house. I don't think that's sort of a stretch. How could they remain so calm? All right, we had to cross a line to get there. We have to remember that's allowed.
I know, that's revolutionary. You've never had to do that before.
Murder weapon remains a mystery.
Oh.
Okay, we got it. I mean, you know, mostly randomly, but I did actually take a time to think a second before I clicked that one.
It's the power of deduction.
Yeah. Yeah, but I would never have predicted that. Okay, well, we did it. Sorry to put everybody through all that. I think another crossword puzzle is in order. All right. New mind map.
New mind map.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, I guess that's
Yeah,
true.
why is the window open?
They wanted to make him think that the killer leapt out of a 2-story window into the snow. I was not expecting to have a murder case on my hands when I arrived, but this was merely another test for the great Detective Poirot. Oh, sorry, Slugger.
Slugger. Ruth. 4 letters.
Babe.
We're the best at puzzles.
You know, you remind me of the babe.
What else do I got in here? Sometimes I forget. I got a little drawer of surprises.
Oh,
I got this at Atlantic City.
Oh.
Anything I can do to help, Detective?
My 30th birthday, I went to Atlantic City, and I keep flash drives in it. There used to be a deck of cards in it, though. I don't know where those went.
Were they circular cards? Those are fun.
Yes. I thought you'd like that, because you like cards.
I do like cards. Okay. Archibald, I believe
These are the blue light glasses that I bought because they look like Jessica Fletcher for a Jessica Fletcher costume.
Oh, yeah. Didn't you wear those on stream, or the same ones you wore on stream?
I did indeed.
As you wish.
First part solved. Okay, we had zero trouble except for that last one. I think we did pretty well.
Do you want me to walk you through the ground floor plan of the Met Museum and my highlight store?
Yeah, where would you start and where would you end? I'm gonna guess the entrance and the exit.
Okay, well. And if you're lucky, you can see the room that I call. Where is it? Oh, yeah. There's the no noses room. No, the statues have noses. I don't know why. And there's the squiggly hair room.
There's too many
All the
noses.
statues have squiggle hair.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
What if you said that to like an anthropologist and suddenly it unlocked something and they were like, "Oh my god, I never
what?
saw it.
For centuries.
I can
Now
read
we
these
understand this is
hieroglyphics.
bigger than the Rosetta Stone.
Oh my God, Benjamin Franklin killed a mummy. All right, it's clear
Is this his room now? Oh my gosh. Can we lay down? Can Poirot get a break? Jeez Louise.
Maybe we are in our room. It's clear the reason for entering the Major's study was not to make haste with his valuables. What I must understand is if the intent
We're in the Major's room.
for murder was there. Yeah, and I also thought she meant no room at first.
The no-no's room.
The study's been manipulated following the Major's death, meaning they had time to return to the scene and attempt to cover their tracks. The perpetrator entered through the bedroom. Oh, we're in the Major's bedroom now. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought we were in my bedroom for a second. I was like, what are we doing here? Archibald, leave me alone.
We're not in your bedroom.
Well, maybe. I should double check.
I mean, we are in my bedroom.
We're in your bedroom and your kitchen.
And my study. Am I the Major? Oh, no. Oh, no, it's only a matter of time. My window's open.
You have a big purple bruise. If the killer still resides in the house, I must approach everyone with not only caution, but suspicion.
Okay.
Determine who in the... Okay, so let's look at our objectives here, which I don't think we can do anything with yet, but our open objectives. Determine who in the house warrants cautious attention.
Suspects.
Determine what happened prior to the murder. We did that. Investigate the murder. Open-ended. Deduce who may be responsible for the Major's death and obtain the weapon. We did that. Well, we didn't really obtain the weapon, but... And investigate the blackmail is still on our radar as well.
Okay. I would say these are more strategies than goals. I would maybe look at the way we're evaluating. This is hard to show success, but okay, great.
Yeah, let's put some action items attached to these.
Yeah, give me a date. Do we think that bear did it? And if you say no, I want to ask you, can you really rule it out?
I guess I was going to say no, but then you made me double think about it. Like, it's one of those things where you, like, try to catch it so you're only looking for the bear of the corner of your eye and see if he moves.
Also, why would you sleep with that bear looking straight at you? Like, put it to the side or something. It's a weird thing he likes.
Yeah, he's into that.
I guess he wanted to warm the bear's little tushy. Keep him warm.
Another letter addressed
Poor
to the
bear.
Major. It appears. Actually, do you want to read the Poirot?
Wait a second.
Do you want to read the Poirot dialogue for a little while? I feel like I'm Poirot reading out for a second.
Yeah, well, but first I have a dumb question.
Oh.
What did they put in the head of those rugs? Like, it's not the skull, right? They didn't keep the skull. Did they taxidermy just the head?
I don't know if they kept the skull, but probably not, right? Probably they stuffed it with newspaper or something silly, right? Do you want it to be
Or
soft?
sand?
I guess you want it to keep its form. I don't know. Wood? Wire?
They made a little bear puppet out of it? Wire?
Hello! Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just
And then, like, glass eyes or something?
I think it is glass eyes for taxidermy purposes, yeah. Sawdust, says Anne. Interesting.
And for tax purposes.
Ow.
Oh, bonjour, Emperor. Another letter addressed to the Major. I don't have a good French accent, and I definitely don't have a good Belgian accent. But maybe my bad French accent sounds Belgian to people.
I think lean in.
It appears he has someone looking out for his business concerns with the Wacker strike? That's a question mark. I read it as a question mark. I really took the note at 100.
You did.
Felix, I understand that there are a number of business concerns for you in the situation that has arisen within the factories. But I offer
Ashley's
this
doing a
piece
really
of
good job
advice.
sounding like she's not normally American. Like Benedict
I don't even know
Cumberbatch,
who's-
Doctor Strange.
I didn't even process who's reading this letter. I'm just going into my instincts.
Peter Parker.
Step back. No, is that a comma or a period? I don't know. Monsieur Becker's Monsieur Becker's efforts with the union have finally opened the workers' eyes, and they see
so
Naja
great. I'm
Man.
gonna stop you real quick. Really good
Okay.
so far.
Okay.
I just
Thank
wanted
you.
to jump in just because there's, but so great. I think can you try? And I'm just gonna throw out some emotions. Can you just try sadder?
Yeah. I'm really good on my feet. Okay, no problem.
Great.
They demand the fair treatment they deserved for so long. Fuel for the fire has already been laid and the match is ready to be struck. You do not want to be near those flames when they ignite.
Okay,
I know
great.
you were
That's
once
so good.
a
That's so
good.
good. Can you?
Thank you. I felt that one.
Hungrier?
Oh yeah. No problem. I know you were once a good, honorable man. I pray that that's still true today.
Okay, hunger sounds a little more like just not being sure of yourself, but okay.
I need to keep it going so I can go to lunch.
The actor's secret. Okay. All right. So this was a letter to the major about how he shouldn't mess with Beckers too much.
And Beckers is the union guy?
Yeah. Hugo with a weird hat.
So wait, sorry, who was that from and to?
To Felix, unsigned. The Felix,
Oh,
is
Felix the major. Got it. Okay, unsigned. Got it. I'm hungry for validation. Yeah, you got it. It's hard out here for, a working actor.
Of course, Anne.
I must review the information I have gathered from each guest today. There may be something that will help reveal the identity of the letter's author. Oh,
enchanté.
Oh, my little mustache.
My little grasse. Oh, plant. Now, do you think he's going to say this plant's ugly or not?
It's a real 50-50. Plants lean and rely on each other to survive, something we as a species could take a lesson from.
The more you know. I think I might have to do the mind map. Oh,
I mean, it's not super true of a potted plant, though, is it?
Not literally so, no.
It seems Madame Von de Bush heart is a trophy worth fighting for.
What did we find in the drawer that gave us that impression? Oh, here it is.
Love letters, maybe?
Maybe.
Is she French?
She was, I mean, yes, but she has an English accent in the game.
Okay.
But I just want you to play with it. Have
Hagen.
fun. No, sorry.
I'm gonna
forget my note. I want you to do what you started doing.
Okay, great. I'm kind of my instinct is Margaret Dumont.
Yeah, yep.
I hope you will excuse my business and plain speaking, but there is a matter regarding Madame Von. Oh, it's a different person. Madame Von de Bush that requires not only our attention, but a level of understanding and respect between us both.
I'm a little
I am fully aware of the help that you have offered to not only Madame, but her family and household. I am also aware that you know of the assistance that I have given to Madame and the Viscounts before her. We were friends and business partners, and I felt it my duty to continue to give aid and keep the Van de Bush name and at the standing that it has always been. Having said that,
and yet,
it is not always as simple to keep business and personal matters separate, and this is how I find myself today. Cassandra and I share a bond, and one does not experience often in their lifetime. No doubt you have felt similar, but what may be lust to one man is love to another. I'm not sure that metaphor plays out, but well, I respect you for your efforts in the war and the generosity you have shown, Madame. I must request you step back from what you consider to be your duties at the house and allow for Madame to make her choice. The choice that I believe is obvious to all parties. I trust this correspondence remains for your eyes only, and gentlemen's agreement is enough to guarantee our arrangement.
Interesting. I would say a pretty classy letter, all things considered, from, I assume, Gideon.
Yeah.
He's like, look, I know you were in the war, but I'm getting married, so fuck off.
Yeah, but Cassandra's the mom.
Yeah, but I think he was talking about I've helped. He was like, I know you've helped Cassandra a lot, and you've helped the family in general.
Yeah.
I think then he was sliding into like, but step back. There's,
But didn't Poirot say that? Oh, I guess he meant the younger Van de Bouche.
I thought so. You want to look at it again?
There's a heart worth fighting for.
Yeah, I think when he said Madame Van
That's okay.
de Bosch,
Yep.
because remember, Madame is
it's what-
Angeline and Maman is the older one.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
But actually, I don't even know. But I still think the main guess I have is Gideon.
But Poirot said her heart is worth fighting for, and who did he say that about?
Oh, right.
Because he's been saying Angeline. He hasn't been saying.
Good point. I can't get that piece of dialogue again. Did he say Cassandra? Maybe he did.
And this guy says Cassandra and I share a bond that one does not experience often in their lifetime.
You're right. Yeah, I think you're right. So it's somebody who wants to get with Cassandra. So maybe it's old war boy, right? Old factory boy.
Ernesto?
Yeah, Ernesto.
Ernesto.
Oh, curious letter. It's linked to him already. Details of
Okay, it's
potential
Ernesto.
love triangle. Yeah. Okay.
I thought when we started it, it was going to be the philanthropist woman saying you have to back off.
I thought so too. But then it became a love thing. But no, thank you for making us go back to that because I was totally off. So it's Ernesto. Okay, decent.
That's where the pets go.
Ernesto is where the pets go?
Yeah.
Okay, no further questions.
What am I looking at? Oh, I'm sorry.
Hunting
This could be the weapon that brought down some of the impressive animals that now fill the walls. Oh, it's a hunting rifle.
Yeah. Mounted animal head.
So you wanted to kill him, you had a lot of weapons at your disposal.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe you have to turn that bear around so he doesn't see the other bear.
Oh yeah, and get like, is he jealous? I don't know what their reaction would be.
I think maybe when he killed the one bear, he was like, "Don't worry, I'm not gonna kill your cousin, the other bear. I'll just kill you." And the bear was like, "Okay,
He's like,
I'll go
"This is a
quietly."
gentleman's-
And
I'll
then
go
he's gonna be
quietly.
really upset. He'll be really upset if he gets turned around and realizes he killed the cousin too.
After when a bear goes quietly, it's very rare. So that's he's really betrayed his trust.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. They'll start gossiping. Did you see what Felix wears to bed? He doesn't even light a fire in that room. Okay, here's another great letter.
Dear Major F. Hagen, I did not think I would ever find myself writing a letter such as this. But under the current circumstances.
Just really quick.
Yeah.
I just want a quick poll in the chat for how accurate do we think the voice will end up being by the end of the letter? Has Ashley made the right choice? Is it going to end up being a petite woman? We don't know yet. Okay, let's continue.
I think part of that poll needs to be if the voice will be consistent throughout the letter. Maybe by the time it ends, it will be appropriate.
It'll coalesce to be correct, yeah.
Madame Van de Bouche and I have been friends for many years. For more years, than I can care to say. That is why I can no longer sit back and allow your bullying to continue. I am well aware of the companionship you have offered to my good friend over the years. It has been most generous, and without it, I care not to think what would have happened to her. But that does not give you the opportunity to act in such a foul and boorish manner. The day the Viscount passed, I promised that I would protect both Cassandra and Angeline, and it is a promise I will keep.
funniest part was leading into to determine if that was, and it is a promise I will keep. Yes, got it, nailed it, good.
That voice required a lot more mouth moving than I normally do. You were once a major in the British Armed Forces, but your
Remember?
actions have mirrored that of drunken fools who hold no place in our society, let alone Madame's house. Please, do not bother yourself with a response. There is not a question that requires an answer. Only a hope you that. Now, am I reading it wrong or is the sentence
No,
wrong?
it's definitely messed up.
Please do not bother yourself with a response. There is not a question that requires an answer. Only, I hope that you see your errors and adjust them accordingly. Sincerely, Mrs. Buttercup.
Oh, it's a local cow sent the letter. Okay. Doesn't like bullying.
It was sort of a dime store John Wayne, yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna take that old major and round him up down the hill.
Wow, so several people have written letters to him that's like, I know you're a general. We get it. You're a major. It's awesome. We see you in the uniform every day.
Yeah.
But truly, you've got to stop being a creep.
Now, Drinks Globe is life goals. I mean, it's
Oh,
pretty damn cool.
100%. Oh.
I often think about, like, what could go in that place between the couch and my dining room table? And Drinks Globe is a strong contender. I mean, I like where I have my bar
That's
set
a
up now.
really
But
strong contender.
yeah, it's really good.
Here's a question, though. What if you got a Drinks Globe, but then you only put inside of it, like, a really special, like, expensive...
Oh, yeah.
Like, your most expensive stuff goes in there, like a really good champagne and a really good whiskey or whatever that you're like a red wine you're letting age, you know?
That's cool because then I offer somebody a drink and maybe I make it out of the regular bar. And then the second drink I go, you know what I should get? And then I go over there and they go, there was a special reserve that I didn't even know about. And it's only me that he's opening it for, you know?
It's like a version of like going down to the wine cellar to be able to like pick something, you know?
I know. Oh, right. You were talking about some vintage barware. I would love to look at that. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
I don't claim to be a
Me
great
too, that'd be
mixologist, but I
interesting.
do enjoy the whole thing about it. And I love sort of.
You're a good mixologist.
Thank you. Well, I'm still very much new at it, but I appreciate that. Okay. Wait, what did he say about this?
I have peach schnapps, which I had to do for a mixed drink for the show for at the theater, and now I just have the leftover, like, you know, eighth of a bottle of peach schnapps, and I'm like, what am I going to do with peach schnapps? I need to find a good recipe that's palatable that involves peach schnapps, which it's not my favorite.
I bet there's a cocktail that you can make that work in. But I know the feeling. Okay. Determine who in the house warrants cautious attention. Looks like we've already sort of started linking people to the things we expect. Margot DeVos. By the way, I don't know when we should start rolling up because I've restarted this counter so many times since we crashed. So let me know if people are like, quit it, Ryan. But I'm having fun, so I'm keeping going.
I think we have about an hour until the time when we usually start to think about rolling up.
Perfect. Not that we have to. If you're done, let me know. Okay. Margot says, I'm Margot. But let me know as passively aggressively as possibly. Okay, so Poirot's sort of bringing everybody together. So, okay, well, you can feel like you could do it even more. I still feel like it's a little unclear. Okay, Margot does charity work. Very admirable. The pamphlet made it very clear that Margot helps women that are less fortunate. Poirot likes that. Margot, protective of Cassandra. Margot considers herself to be Cassandra's guardian angel. I'm sure Madame can protect herself. Why does Margot feel the need to be like this?
I don't know.
Yeah, Jet, we just like chatting with you too. We could just chit chat all day.
That's what I like to hear. I love you guys reading your stuff. It's a good vibe on this stream. That's what I think. Yeah, just cool hanging with good buds. Not a simple burglary. If someone had gone to the lengths of scaling the wall, they surely would have taken the valuables. Killer's still in the building. They lit his cigar. And they cleaned up. How could they be so calm?
Okay.
Archibald here with nothing coming out of him. I assume that'll change.
Yeah, my timer says it's past ice cream o'clock, and so.
Oh, Anna, have you not
It
even
feels
gotten your
like
ice cream?
you might have to. Yeah, you gotta get on that immediately.
And just this once, I'm not going to tell the authorities, but you better get on that.
This is a verbal warning.
This is a verbal warning. It's like when they found out that Christian Bale wasn't taking his emotion pills in Equilibrium. Is that movie? It's like that, except with ice cream.
How close do you think the emotion pills were to the pills Dad gave you that made everything taste sweet?
I think it was pretty similar.
Is it pretty similar?
When I stopped taking them,
yeah.
I did start feeling bad about all the people I'd been killing, just like in the movie.
That seems right.
Yeah.
That seems right. Remember Christian Bale? Does he still? I know he still has a career, but like he was really like a hot young thing for a while.
He was.
Now he's like Mr. Character Actor, and he keeps having to like look completely different for every role.
Right. But I feel like that's his natural state, is to be a total chameleon, right? Like I almost think he was annoyed by being in 3 Batman movies and playing the same character 3 times. Like it seemed like it was like
he's like, oh man, people have seen my real face.
I know. Don't tell them where I live, McGee.
Did you see that article by the? Oh, I sent it to you. Never mind.
Oh, I was just which article?
The one that I think it was Fulcher, somebody pointed out something which I definitely like agree with. They were jokingly saying it, but like what they were saying is, why do we keep putting like pretty boy actors through like 8 hours of makeup to look like normal character actors?
Right, exactly.
And they were using the Penguin as an example, and they like cast all these guys that just look exactly like what Colin Farrell spent like 20 hours to look like.
Right. Yeah, that was funny. I did read that. I was just gonna quickly say he's in the new Thor. Christian Bale is like the villain in the new Thor, so that'll be fun.
Ooh, that gets me excited. I feel like that's fun.
Yeah, and it's the same guy, Taika Waititi, so you know it should be pretty fun.
I'm on board. Wow, Christian Bale in that world like is so funny to me.
I know. He's playing like a kind of unhinged character too. It seems like it'll be fun.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it computes, but that like in a weird way is exciting.
But also in a weird way, it kind of makes a little bit of sense to me, because it's like he's not in an Iron Man movie. He's like in the one that's about the mythical Greek gods, and so he's just like he can be as weird and big as he wants to be.
He's gonna do the most possible acting. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, and when it comes to yearly evaluations, we're gonna have to say consistently ignores ice cream timer.
Yeah, I mean, you got to really shape up if you want that to change. Okay, so Ernesto.
Okay, Ernesto.
The family. It seems like everybody, like Cassandra, Margot, Ernesto, and the Major were all financially supporting the family at some point.
Yeah,
that feels relevant. And Gideon also. Well, he at least supported the black issues. Whoops.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's Ernesto. The curious letter. Love for Cassandra mentioned, and mention of helping the family. So let's start connecting the dots, right? Mention of helping the family to Ernesto supports the family. We think the love letter's from him.
Mm-hmm.
Another success.
Another success.
Another success.
And
what kind of ice cream? Oh, this is the chocolate peanut butter. Oh, I'm so excited.
I wish I had chocolate peanut butter ice cream right now.
Me too.
I need more sweets in my house.
I was going to say that on your review.
I know. Pizza is not a snack. That's what you're going to say.
Yeah. If there's something between Ernesto and Madame Vanden Bosch, Archibald will know about it. I'll talk to him.
Okay.
Okay. So, love for Cassandra.
So this is interesting, because your kind of working theory was that the Major had the hots for Angeline.
I thought
I was seeing if I'm saying her name wrong.
No, I think
Yeah, and there was some weirdness there, but it does feel like these letters are suggesting he has the hots for Cassandra.
Yeah, it also
So
could
maybe
be
he
kind
just
of,
had sort of like,
I feel like there is an unusual lag today between us.
I think so too. Maybe he just has kind of that like territorial hold over Angeline, where it's like he feels like this is his house and like his people, and he doesn't want to marry them off.
A toxic parental thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I agree with that. I think you're right. Although I guess I thought there was some indication. Maybe I just jumped to conclusions there. Because you're right, it does seem like he's more into Cassandra. But like, Cassandra seems old for him. Actually, I don't really know how old she is. I don't know.
I think she's supposed to be the same age as that other lady, but they just gave her that white blonde hair, and so you're like, oh, she's Betty White. But I think she's same age as philanthropist lady.
Betty, you think she's Betty Brown?
Yeah, I think she's Betty Buckley.
Well, that's good for her.
Okay, but remember, Ryan, the Major has died, which means that we need to look for motives
Speaking
here.
ill of the dead.
We've got to look for some motives. So who gains? So does this mean Cassandra gains from his death because she finally gets him to back the F up? But is that a motive for murder?
Well, we don't know a ton, but it didn't seem like Cassandra ever expressed animosity towards the Major, right?
No.
Everyone else did.
No, but yeah.
Were you talking about Cassandra, or are you talking about like Margot?
No, I agree with you. Like everyone else asked him to step off, but she seemed pretty reverent of him.
Right. But it seems like it could be potentially a motive for some of the others, especially Ernesto, who wants to get with Cassandra. Maybe it's a crime of passion. They were arguing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think probably it's something more interesting than that, but it just sort of like could be a motive.
Unless someone thought he was the blackmailer, or if
interesting.
Or if he knew whatever the secret was, and someone is trying to sort of like damage control.
That's interesting. Let me just refresh our chat, Ash, to see if it helps the lag.
Okay. Also, let's all remember that there's that weird place in the house they aren't allowed to go to.
Yes.
Check. Maybe the Viscount isn't really dead and he's hiding in the house, and they like needed his inheritance money or something.
Like they need like an insurance. It was like an insurance thing to like get his like death money,
life insurance or something. Yeah,
I call it death money. I wish you to respect my terms.
Or I guess it would be like inheritance or something. I don't know how that would work exactly.
Oh, well, the inheritance would just be money he already had, but like a life insurance policy would make sense. Or unless you're saying it was by force, like they've kidnapped him.
I think they've kidnapped him.
I like that. So we have a couple of different people that it could be that's still alive. Luke, Florette, who we haven't seen in a long time. The Viscount. It feels like there was one more maybe who was said to be dead but could be still around.
Yeah.
Murder Moolah.
Viscount's dead. Luke is dead. Florette, we don't know is dead, but she's not around.
No, she's maybe not dead, but she's out of the picture and could come back in some kind of a disguise, as you pointed out.
Yeah, totally.
Maybe the bear he did know his killer, and that bear was his best friend. Sadly, that's how it happens sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I think we can connect Margot to this threatening letter. Protective of Cassandra, and the letter says close to Cassandra.
Things are beginning to become...
Margot is quick to speak of her protection. Written by Margot. Okay. And then, do we have the demanding letter? Oh, right. This is the letter that says, hey, watch out, back off in the unions because Hugo is getting stronger, right?
Oh, right. I forgot about that one.
Yeah, me too. Demand regarding the worker strikes. They did not want the major involved. Warning about upcoming strikes. Seems to warn the major. The author details how Hugo's union work is opening the workers' eyes to their mistreatment. Who supports the union besides Hugo? Well, we know
Newspaper
Gideon.
lady?
She does, but she's not here. But we know Gideon. Actually, I'm not sure if she's sort of like.
Oh.
Maybe she's ambivalent. We know Gideon supports the union. He mentioned it at some point. Or maybe it was mentioned about him. Although, he wouldn't send the letter.
Oh, Briar's chocolate
Oh.
peanut butter is thumbs down.
That's a real disappointment to hear. Now,
Yeah,
does it have
disappointing
like...
ice cream is so sad.
Yeah. Does it have like the thick ribbon? You want a thick ribbon of peanut butter. I thought I remember Briar's
ripple.
being... Is it Briar's that we tend to get, or is there another B one that we... I was like, oh, maybe Edie's, is that what we get?
Oh, you know what? We get Purity at home. That box, right?
Oh, I remember Purity
Blue
too. I
box.
thought there was another one. Yeah, we probably do get Purity.
I thought Briar's was good too, but I haven't had it in a while.
Yeah,
But
that's the problem.
I bet Tellini's really good.
I've never had Talenti.
Oh, sorry, Talenti.
No, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce it. Well, I guess we could try connecting Hugo's work with this, even though I don't think he wrote the letter. But they seem to want us to connect
Now,
it.
here's a question, Anne. Now that you know this ice cream is disappointing, will you, A, stop eating it and throw out and or give away the ice cream?
To a needy
Will you
child.
B, to a needy child, will you B, keep eating it, but not throw out the ice cream, like let it sit there for forever? Or will you C, continue eating it and eat all of the ice cream? I will tell you what I would do. Oh, Grater's is good. Have you had Grater's, Ryan?
No, I don't know. I've never heard of it.
Either it started in Indiana or it's a Midwest thing, but I was introduced to it in Indiana, and I've only ever had it there, and it's really good. It's like custardy, like thick, sort of.
Ooh, that could
Can you
that
get
could
it
be
in
good.
like a? Can you get it in a tub? I've never seen it in like a grocery store. I need to look for it.
I can get it in the tub. Let me tell you.
So you're option A. You stopped eating it and you're giving it away. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
well, you had
regret to
a...
inform you I'm option 3.
Yeah,
which
same.
is that I would still think it's bad, but keep eating it.
Right, well, you'd have to eat it faster to get through it so
Yeah.
you could buy better ice cream.
Absolutely.
That's the thing. Not right now. Oh, I see. I thought you were like, where's Dad? I need to find him right now. Eat this.
Packing it up in a little box.
Higher end groceries. Interesting. Well, I've never heard about that, but I'm going to look for it. I'm trying this.
Graders.
The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
The only other union supporter I know that is passionate enough to write such a letter is Gideon. Interesting. I wouldn't think Gideon would warn the major because they didn't seem to be having a good relationship. Why would he warn them? Maybe it's more of a demanding warn, like, hey, you better stay away. Maybe it's more like confrontational than I read it as.
Yeah, maybe it's more like a threat. Like, listen,
Mhm.
the union workers are taking over your factory, so you better make a decision.
Yeah, the union workers who I support are taking over your factory. Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, that's a good policy. I wish I had learned it sooner in my life. Okay, gotcha. All right. So the 3 letters we had already looked at, we sort of did what we knew, and then we're out of links on that. Oh, there's something.
Do you
new.
think that all the mind maps are going to come together and at the very end we're going to zoom out and it's going to spell like who the murderer is?
Yes, I hope so.
And I want it to happen. Okay, what do we think about 4 poster beds
what
with
do
the
you
little curtains that's like you're in Christmas Carol? I don't think I'd like to sleep in like a tent. I like to know what's happening around me. Or else I'd
Yeah.
spend all night thinking someone's creeping up on me.
Yeah. I like the idea. I like sort of sleeping kind of in an enclosed private space. So I think I would like it. And I think it's mostly meant to keep you warm, right? But I also sleep very hot. And so I'd probably
Yeah.
get too hot in there. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I guess you could do it, but like put a fan up top.
Sure. Yeah. A vent. Yeah.
And then you'd be in your own little, like, ice house.
I do like sleeping
nice.
in like a little... I like being in like a little private space. I might like it. Like I liked sleeping on the train when I took the Amtrak. There's a window there though.
Mm-hmm.
I did sleep with the window open the first time I ever had a car, like a thing, which was cool because as I was falling asleep, you see it's dark and you see like the lights go by and the moon. It's nice. But the problem with doing that is then you wake up and you're just like half naked and the station is right there and some like kid is like, what? And I'm like, ah. So
That's pretty funny.
Only made that mistake once. Okay. What do you know of the Major's relationship with the guests? Give me the whole rundown.
The male guests, I believe, he knows in a business capacity. But I'm afraid that's all I know. I will add, though, he has not always been the easiest man to get along with.
No. Felix?
No.
That doesn't
The
sound
Major?
like... That's not the Felix what the bear told me about.
You are talking from personal experience of working for him.
I am head butler to the Van den Bosch family in their home.
Van den Bosch.
He has made himself comfortable, but to me he still remained a guest.
He butted heads with the head butler. So he was like, he's getting too comfortable. He's a guest here and he's acting like he runs the place.
Yeah. Yeah,
All
I
right.
think so.
What about the Major's time in the army?
There's not much I couldn't tell you.
Couldn't tell you.
Soon
I
as
want to
he
learn this
found out
accent.
My father was in the army. His stories
Father.
stopped.
If you watch, I mean, Monty Python does it a lot, but I just realized that Stephen Fry is the one I know who does it most because, like, all the old Fry and Laurie sketches, Stephen Fry will often do a character that is this. I guess it's North England or something. Maybe it's Wales. I really don't know the dialects, but like this sort of like he often does like a character that is very like precisely this accent. Anyway.
Yeah, I guess I think it's northern. I think it's northern UK.
Yeah, I'd like to.
I don't know. There's so many little subsections of every time I watch one of those sort of more modern like BritBox or Acorn, British TV shows where there's a murder mystery. There's always some kind of like internal story about like the class system of all their accents that just I have no idea from. Or they'll be like, oh, well, I guess where you're from, the chips are soggy or something. And I'm like, what? You two sound exactly the same. Like, there's a nuance I just don't get.
Yeah, exactly. It's like they act okay in front of each other, but you can tell they, can I?
Yeah.
Do you think we don't have that exact specific flavor of classism in America? I mean, we have a lot of classism and a lot of racism, but like, there's a very specific region. I don't think I've ever. I mean, we have broad things like there's stereotypes against people from the South and people from New York and things like that. I guess it's the same thing, but like it feels like a much broader, less specific thing. I guess it's basically the same thing.
Yeah,
I guess America's just big, and so we have bigger areas.
I do think that the UK or those monarchy systems, I think, still have a holdover of a different kind of classism that America never had, which was like literally like it wasn't just you were rich. It was
codified
like you were
feudal
born
lordships.
Yeah, exactly. You were born and you owned this land, and that came with a very specific breed and accent and all of it. And America has our own class wars.
Right.
But in a weird way, a lot of Americans are trying to like always prove how like up from our bootstraps, like Scrabble hard we are. And I think in the British culture, the stereotype is you're sort of trying to prove how like well cultured and upper class you are,
Right. Man. All right. Interesting.
I am sure an officer of his rank must have many a tale.
A tale is a.
I do think that's why like they have all those panel shows though. I feel like
more like a bag is needed listening to them.
Sorry, what?
I mean, this isn't that interesting, but I feel like it's fun in Britain to like take a bunch of popular stars and like make them look dumb on TV and ask them a bunch of questions and stuff like that. And in America, and like let them lose. And it's fun in America to take a bunch of normal people and let them prove how great they are and give them money for winning.
That's
like just rich people sitting around talking.
versus the American game show versus the British panel show. I feel like is our like British American culture war.
That's interesting. I mean, I definitely prefer British panel shows because it seems like everyone's having fun and it's all like obviously it's very controlled,
Yeah.
but like, it's about sort of like we can take a joke and make fun of each other.
It's not actually a game. Nobody wins. It's nothing. There are like questions and answers, and there's like usually fake winners, but it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, like if we did,
it's not an actual game show.
If we did, yes, exactly. Stephen Fry would never go and wipe out. That's true. Like if we try to do like Taskmaster here, which I think will eventually happen because it's gaining a lot of popularity, it feels like, we would totally do it wrong and make it very
I think they did do an American Taskmaster.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. I think they did like maybe a couple of years ago. I think. Anyway, keep going.
Well,
or it was proposed or something.
Means it was not successful. I know all the things. No, I guess I would guess that we would do it wrong and make it overly competitive and intense and not about the fun of it's supposed to be silly to watch these people try to do these things. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, what can you tell me about Monsieur de Silva, the Major, and Madame Van den Bosch?
You've lost me, detective?
The star of the Good Doctor? Well, you need a better celebrity than. We don't even know his name.
I struggle to believe they were both helping her out of the kindness of their hearts. Could they have been fighting for the Madame's affection?
Ah, that didn't take you long to spot.
Didn't take you long to spot.
Didn't take you long to spot.
Your help and discretion in this matter are greatly appreciated.
Okay, so Archibald pretty much confirms that both Felix and Ernesto were in love with Cassandra. So you were right about that. Angeline is not as central as I thought. Okay, so Archibald said the Major fabricated his accomplishments. Oh, right, that's what he meant by...
So sorry. American Taskmaster, the Taskmaster was Reggie Watts, which is an interesting pool.
Reggie Watts is great, actually. That's a great pick.
Yeah.
I actually think that's really good.
And then Alex Horn did his same, the like whatever that is called, the like facilitator, the smaller chair part.
Right.
Recorded in California.
They say who was on it?
Yeah, Freddie Highmore, star of The Good Doctor, was on it.
Freddie Highmore. Okay.
Oh, see, already it's all like actors. Freddie Highmore, Lisa Lampanelli. What a choice.
Lisa Lampanelli. I mean, fine. She's a comedian.
Ron Funches, Dylan Francis, and Kate Berlant.
Ron Funches and Kate Berlant, I think I can vouch for as like good choices.
Yeah.
I don't know the others, but okay. Well, maybe they did try and I just didn't catch on. I guess it's not as bad as I get. Although Freddie Highmore, a weird choice in that list. Okay, so
when did it air?
Archibald's, and please continue looking at this, but I'm going to also talk about the fact that Archibald.
Oh, it was on Comedy Central in 2018.
Comedy Central. Well, that's where you probably would put it. Okay.
Some would say a lucky guess.
All right, so we pretty much confirmed Ernesto has a thing for Cassandra.
Magnifique.
I guess we're not fond of the Major. I knew that. Oh, so it linked to this forest. Multiple guests threaten the Major. Yeah, I noticed. The Major is generally disliked. I picked up on that.
Yeah, and also specifically disliked by me.
By you, Ashley?
Maybe I'm the murderer.
Yeah.
Look at Hugo. I bet Hugo did it because look, he's got a dumb hat and none of the things connect to him. He's going to be like a dark horse.
Hugo, you got to get a couple nodes in there, buddy.
Hugo.
Well, I'm a union leader. Hugo. That's not related, is it?
That's just you. That's not a thing about you.
No.
Oh.
Hugo and Jackie had a huge
Hugo,
discussion.
take your hat off inside.
Hugo. All right, maybe this connects to the warning about upcoming worker strikes.
I must take a different approach if I am.
I thought that was going to
work. Sorry, maybe it's the fact that he's a union leader. It's a similar thing, but
this will not get me any closer.
Oh. Maybe it connects to Gideon?
Yeah. Gideon is supporter of the unions and Hugo's a union leader.
I must act on thought and fact.
There's one more here. We haven't done anything with Zach over here yet. Zachariah was a field medic. He's repressing something. The brothers
I forgot about that.
Yeah. They were in the same unit with the Major. Or he was. The brothers have a history with the Major. Neither brother seems particularly fond of the Major. I'm beginning to see a pattern. What is Felix's true thoughts towards the brothers? Well, we'll never know now. Brothers have a history. Does that connect to anything?